Welcome to episode 141 of the Listen Up podcast, where we analyze a new album each week. I'm Jordan, and this week we've got me, Nick.
What's up?
And Jamie.
This is a prescient album.
This week, we're taking a look at all your favorite bands by Dawes, released in 2015. Really quick, if you want to keep up with the show, you can find us on Twitter at ListUpPodcast and on Instagram and TikTok at ListenUpPod. That's where we'll make any announcements regarding the show or merch. Speaking of which, if you'd like to support the show, you can find merch at interestpointproductions.com or at the link tree on the socials.
Definitely
Regarding the selection for
merch.
this week, Nick, why did you choose this album for us?
Definitely buy some merch, even though we
That's
only
what I was
have
thinking,
3
too.
episodes left. Yeah, buy it up, baby. Yeah.
It's still good merch. The Girl Boss, bro.
Give Jamie a little pocket change, all right?
Yeah. After
but,
editing all this, you know?
Yeah, we love you, Jamie. Even though you went out to get a pack of cigarettes.
Oh, no.
Oh,
They never
God.
come back, dude.
Oh, what the fuck?
They never come back.
I picked this album. Wait. Oh yeah, Jamie, could you hear us?
Yeah.
I forget you have like wireless headphones.
Yeah.
I just walked away for a second.
My fault. Yeah.
Also, I think
Sorry, I knew that.
this might be the 4th of the last 4 episodes, just for awareness. I think you said 3.
The 4th?
Okay.
I think
Of the
so.
last-
I think we're still.
I said
have
whatever
2 more.
you say, bro. Or is that Nick that you're talking
that
about?
was Nick. Nick said it.
Oh,
What the fuck is that? But yes. So
I zoned
as
out,
a
I zoned out.
reminder, if you didn't listen to Savage Mode 2 last week, we are putting this podcast out to pastures.
21.
You can check out the
do
last
something.
part of that if you don't want to listen to the whole thing. But that's where we made that announcement. So if that's news to
You
you,
want me to Beyonce?
it was a much more long-winded explanation last week. But yeah,
Yep.
TLDR, we are ending.
We had the obituary last week.
Yeah, this is Nick's last pick. My last pick is the next week or next episodes.
and then my last pick.
Was
last week.
Oh, God, you got me. And then we'll do. It looks like right now a couple of ending episodes to like as more of like a celebration of life for the show with like guests coming in and the like. It's not nailed down.
It's gonna be an Irish funeral.
Yeah,
we're gonna be
fucking blasted. Just
I'm gonna drink 6 Guinnesses probably. It's gonna be
I just
That'll
bought
do
cheap
it, man.
top shelf tequila, so I'm ready to
good.
go.
Oh, cheap
You
top
say
shelf.
cheap top shelf?
Yeah,
What's
there's this one brand. This one time I went
What
in
brand?
there,
What
and it's
brand?
like, what?
What's the brand?
Do you want me to go look real quick?
Yeah. I'd be interested. I've tried a lot of brands of
We're,
tequila.
we're not gonna know what it is.
I might though.
Maybe you
Maybe
will.
did. Yeah.
Yeah. I only know I feel like the big 3 like mid and low shelf brands, like of course like everybody knows like Patron and that
Right.
shit, but like
Patron?
like I just
Way overpriced. That shit is not that good.
yeah. I just know like Luna Azul, Cuervo, and like Espolon. And Espolon's pretty good, and Luna Azul's good too.
Yeah. Dude,
I think that's how you say it. That's how you type it.
Coralejo.
It's top shelf, and that's what somebody one time told me. It's like the cheapest top shelf you can buy, kind of. It has like a cork to like get it out too. It's kind of weird, but
I wonder where like cheapest top shelf and like more expensive middle shelf. I wonder where that overlap is.
yeah, I was thinking about that too.
I think we should do a
But
test test. We should go to we could go to alcohol and buy every tequila.
We should go to an alcohol.
Okay.
Are we going to alcohol?
All right. An ABC store in North Carolina, a liquor store for other places.
Okay.
A little Red Dot store.
I think I'm gonna sit down for this one. I feel like my camera angle's weird when I stand.
Yeah, Nick, why'd you choose this album? You didn't answer the question.
I just got a weird text from. We're good.
From who?
We're good. From my mom.
Oh.
She's definitely low key sauced.
Yo,
but,
Nick's mom. Let's go. My mom will be. She's hanging out with Susie and Julie. They get into town later today.
Let's go. I picked this album because it's my favorite album ever. Yeah, I mean,
It's fucking light.
I could say more than that. I will say more than that. It's I forget all the time that it came out in 2015. I definitely found it after it was out for a year or two. I feel like I found it later in high school, around the same time that I was like kind of really opening up my music taste, and I feel like it's probably like it's definitely coincidental for me, but it's probably the same way for a decent number of people. At least people from before our generation, like people in our generation had like iPods and like phones and stuff, so we were able to like download music independently and find stuff ourselves. But like I feel like before that, you kind of had your parents' music taste like until around the age that you got a car, and then like once you got a car and you could drive somewhere and buy your own music, it was like, okay, like this is what I really like. Or you like go to a music store and listen to something and you're like, oh wow, this is like resonating with me, but I've never heard anything like this. And that was kind of my experience with Dawes and with this album in particular, because this was definitely the first album that I ever heard by them, and like I didn't even really know how to classify this genre of music until like my junior year of college, where like I could call it like, I would just call it like Americana and loop it in with like all the other like slightly southern like alt country sounds and stuff. But I took this class called Intro to Popular Music 1950s to 70s, and probably my favorite class in college. It was freaking phenomenal. My professor was amazing. He played in a Tom Petty cover band.
Bro, I couldn't fucking get into that class. I was supposed to take that.
You got to take philosophy instead.
No,
I took them both. Right? Philosophy, low key, also one of my like top 5 favorite classes.
Hated it.
Great.
Dude, the humanities classes are always the best, dude.
I really hated it primarily because it was at 8:30, and a lot of the questions that were asked, I didn't care about the answers to. Like
and that's understandable.
In general is cool, but a lot of shit I'm like, why are you even tripping over that, dog?
Yeah,
I kind of like it.
I feel you.
I kind of like answering those questions sometimes.
I don't care,
bro. It's like it's so thought provoking though. I don't know, man.
But
it's like
just think
I love
about
that
other shit. You know, I'd rather ponder more meaningful aspects of the self than
let a MF ponder. Yeah, no, I like, I took that class and we had a whole section, probably like a class or two worth, where we talked about just country rock or like California country,
like Eagles
and
type
like
shit.
That's, yeah, and like that's like what this is, and I just didn't know what to call this for like years.
I think you also learned the phrase cosmic country from that, if I remember correctly.
Maybe, yeah. I definitely found the Cosmic Country Spotify playlist like around that time, but like the Eagles, like Jackson Browne, like the Byrds, like all like Graham Parsons, like the Flying Burrito Brothers, like all that like Laurel Canyon style, like soft rock with some twang in it. Like I just love it, and like I didn't it's been weird like why I love it so much, because I didn't grow up listening to the Eagles, like and I just found this album in high school, and I was like I didn't love it as much as I do now, but I was just like, man, I really like this, and I've never heard anything like it before. And definitely their earlier albums sound more like it, but sound more like this album than their later albums do. Is what I meant. And their first album sounds especially like Jackson Browne-y, like Laurel Canyon-y, like 60s California soft rock. But this one has like little unique twists, but it's also, I feel like it's a little more country or southern than their other ones, primarily probably because it's produced by David Rawlings, who's like a notable Nashville guitar player and singer, like who's I forget if they're married or if they're just longtime partners, but him and Jillian Welch have been together forever, and Jillian Welch, I know, like sings background vocals on a couple of these songs. She has a beautiful voice. She writes like wonderful music. But I found this album in high school, and it's like resonated with me in different ways throughout, I don't know, like the rest of my life so far. And
literally.
Yeah. all of Dawes' music has like has been like that. And it's funny, like I was thinking about it earlier today when I was listening to this album, that it's like sure, like they've lived more life than me, so they can write about like more experiences, but it's funny how as I keep growing older and I keep getting out of my comfort zone and I keep like living more experiences and keep like understanding more about life. It's like I'll listen to a song from a random album by them that I haven't heard in a while. I'll just like pick one of their albums and listen through it. And one of the songs, I hear it and I'm like, it sounds like they wrote this about my life right now. And then like, and then like 4 months later, I'm just like, oh, I don't know what music I should listen to right now. I'll just put on a Dawes album because I love Dawes. And the same thing happens again. And I'm like, why have they, another song is exactly describing like the emotions and feelings that I'm going through right now? Like what the hell? And they, and it's neat because they do have very introspective songs, but they also have like character portrait songs and like it's always great, and it's always like astounding, and it's another reason that I love them basically like and Jason Isbell like the same because they have the ability to write like Taylor has the ability the singer and like lead guitar player for the band like has the ability to write these songs that like are either very introspective and like describing like the breadth of like these personal emotions he's feeling, or they write a song about someone who's completely not them and from like a completely different style of life, but they write it so specifically that you feel like you can relate to the character's personal story in the same way that you can relate to a real person's anecdotes. And at least for me.
No,
that's why
I would +1 all of that. Like absolutely.
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
Yeah. And I think
Like
I either heard Jason say it. Yeah.
And it's 3 different
not
stories.
on this album, but it's
none of them are
it's like a beautiful
probably
song.
necessarily about him, but every single little like, verse that's a different vignette is like, holy shit, this is like soul cripplingly like insane. And there's even ones on here that I don't know if it's directly Taylor's experience or not, but like, if not, that's a hell of a like vignette and narrative to construct and then like still convey. Yeah. I mean, like you said, just convey the same level of like, makes you think about your own personal experience and what's going on in the song combined with the music and everything. It's like, holy shit. It's crazy.
Yeah. I think it was Jason Isbell I heard say it, or maybe, honestly, maybe I just thought about Jason Isbell when I heard the quote because it like the quote sounded applicable to like to a lot of songs that I've heard him like write over the years. But it was something about like good writers can write like great things about themselves. Great writers can write great things about like completely other people's lives, like other people's stories.
I want to say that is a real quote from him. I think that's a real quote from him.
Yeah. and like yeah, I don't know. He sings about that a little bit in some of his songs, and like I think it's Hope the High Road leads you home again. What is that song called?
Hope the High
What's
Road.
like the precise?
Hope the High Road.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, I know he says like I've heard enough of the white man's blues. I've sang enough about myself. So if you're looking for some bad news, you can find it somewhere else. And I was like, damn, bro.
Dude,
he's like,
that song rips on that album. It's really good.
But
we did that.
But
album.
yeah, Dawes. Yeah, we did. Yeah. I think I picked it.
Yeah,
maybe.
Nashville Sound, episode 59 of the podcast. I gave it a 9.25. You gave it a 9. Jordan gave it a 4.5.
But yeah, I've been going on a tear about Dawes as a whole, and also about this album. But yeah, I mean, what did you guys think of it? I think the cover art is like really strange.
It is a little weird.
The pictures themselves are like where I'm confused. I'm like, it looks like they like tried to use like the worst picture editing software to like get their faces with white space around them, but like I don't know why.
And
like they put these like incomplete pictures of their faces like in these frames. But
it's art.
Yeah,
art.
I don't
Sure,
know that
I guess.
either. Beyond like maybe it's a bit for them because it's funny.
Yeah.
But like, Because like the faces and the portraits fit, especially with the titular track of all your favorite bands. Like the whole vibe of that song would be like the thoughts you would have for part of that song would be like if you're looking at pictures of like an old party that you went to, kind of thing. So like that makes sense. Now also as far as why they did that, beyond maybe it's a bit, I have no idea. But it's funny.
Yeah. I think honestly, I feel like so much of the subject matter of this album is so heavy that they could have just put that on there to be
for
like
some brevity.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
dude, that's like because I for our totem for this year, sorry job, I used the company ink to print the paper. But like I intentionally did this shit in MS Paint on my laptop. Fucking
Just look at him.
like the fucked
beautiful.
up clipping. I didn't refine what it like. Paint 3D.
Oh yeah.
Microsoft wants so hard to have freeware Photoshop, but Paint just it's clunky and not very great software.
Yeah.
Which if you want to do Adobe level things, you're SOL. But if you want to fuck around, it's just shitty enough to where like it's comedic. And so that's what I did with that. I did the Magic Select and like it got none of their hands, only half of their hair, like anything. Now granted, I chose a lower contrast image to do it from, but you know, as a bit, I was like, this is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. When I'm fucking barricade at the show holding up the totem, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll get a shout out.
Yeah. Yeah, I was really impressed recently. This is a random anecdote, but like I was talking to someone and they were talking about how, oh God, you good, bro?
Yeah, my fucking cup, the coaster stuck to it, and then he just threw the coaster down. Like.
Okay, it sounded like you spilled liquor all over your keyboard.
No. It only went slightly on the desk, but like, the coaster like slammed down.
That sounded. I think Jordan can corroborate. That sounded.
Yeah, it sounded like you spilled your whole drink.
So what also happened is like that happened. My mic is right here, and so it happened next to the microphone. So all of the sound went right into it, probably. But yeah, no, it's just a few drops. I still am gonna wipe it off though before it gets sticky. But what were you saying about your anecdote?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like random side anecdote, but someone was telling me that they had a good friend who saw Father John Misty at like the front row of a festival set, like probably like 5 or 6 years ago, and they had recently like broken their arm, and just had a cast on, and like I don't know, like I don't think he like really talked to them or anything, like he didn't seem like he really acknowledged them. It wasn't like they like had like a big sign for him or anything, but then they saw him like 4 years later front row again at like not at the same like venue but around the same area, and he like looked at them in the crowd and like said into the mic, they were like front row, but he said into the mic, "Hey, like your arm got better. Like, you don't have the cast anymore."
Yeah, that's crazy.
4 years later, and I was like, oh, what?
But some people have memories like that, or just like the cast is kind of distinctive enough to where like it might stick out in your mind to where then, and especially if you're front row, like you're probably going to be
honestly like
seeing.
The more I think about it, like when's the last time you saw an adult with a cast? Like
no, literally.
That's exactly like you probably like. I mean, I doubt you would remember it for like 4 years.
Our friend Megan broke their wrist snowboarding. That was the first cast I'd seen, I think, since high school.
I got you. Yeah. I remember like hearing Alex Cameron on a podcast talk about like breaking both of his wrists at the same time, and
that's
like
just terrible. That's
he was like everybody makes the joke like oh like how are you gonna, well I don't really want to say that on the podcast, but
jerk
like,
off, is that what you were gonna say, Nick?
No, definitely not. No, but he was
this
like nobody
podcast.
Hey, I didn't say it. You said it. But he was like, nobody thinks about how do you open a door? Like, how do you
See that for
how
me?
do you do
how do you
the simplest things without two thumbs?
Getting in and out of
without
a
either of
chair.
your thumbs. Yeah.
you know, like I'm not fucking. That's difficult.
Yeah.
Let me fucking.
But,
you know, it's like. I love it when people talk about like, oh, why is this so like humiliating or demeaning or whatever? Having to move a chair on carpet that is a little too tall because the table's a little too tall, embarrassing, dehumanizing.
Yes.
Having to do the little scoot
It's like
motion.
the ant with the hobo stick with the bag
Yeah.
on the end.
No,
It's
for
like
real.
this is what it feels like to blank.
Yeah.
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 That's my life
But
every
I-
single fucking day.
Oh, I fucking love this album. I texted you
glad.
the other day. I was like, maybe this is the year I finally get into Dawes. And I think you said like, yep, this album is what fucking got me into it too.
It was my gateway drug.
Yeah, that is the phrase you used. So I thought this shit ripped. I have extensive notes. I figure, you know, I'll just like +1 shit for you and let you take the lead on shit. But Jordan, what did you think of it?
I mean, I thought it was good. I think just something I've realized I have trouble with, and you know, obviously it doesn't matter too much, I guess. But like when I'm listening, sometimes I don't like. I should be listening. Like when I put the songs on in the background, I should be like looking at what names they are and like what song is up, because I'll just be like listening and be like, oh hey, that's a good lyric, or like that's a good thing, and then I'll be like, oh, I don't even know where it is, because like it's like at the first half of the album I know that, but it's like I have to like go back and like look at it a little bit.
You have to
But
listen to half an hour of music to
Yeah.
search for the one line that you enjoyed. No, I feel
Yeah, but overall, I think I enjoyed it a good. I could tell that there was definitely some depth, and I was trying to make sense. I was trying to make sure I was listening to the lyrics as much as possible, because I knew that it probably was a more I think the first song, I saw the first song had like the most plays, and like
Really?
even from the first song I could tell that I think so, right?
yeah, it's got like drastically more
Oh
plays
my
than a lot of the
God.
other songs.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I could tell that like that one was also just very had a lot of depth to it, you know.
Yeah.
So I was trying to make sure that that I was paying attention to that. So it's hard for me to say, because I do like I think I like the lyrics. Again, the music, it being like country adjacent and all, is still a little bit hard to get behind. But I think I
absolutely.
appreciate the depth of the album.
I got you. Yeah.
I do-
Yeah, and that's what I was hoping. Like, even if you couldn't like devote a ton of time to listening to it, I was like, hopefully, like, I don't know, hopefully a little bit of the lyrics hit home somewhat.
Yeah.
I do think maybe as we talk about it more as well, like as Nick and I get more into the lyrics, I feel like, because a lot of them are, I feel like probably pretty like apropos to like what you're dealing with right now, just like in life in general. So maybe that feels more relevant.
I don't know what you're talking about, actually.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my bad. But
me and Jordan are actually, we're really good.
I do think that
There's actually so much new information that you don't.
I do think that you will probably have enjoyed this album more than you will like the last picked album overall.
Better than my new Draco, brand new Draco.
Okay, not than your last.
Better than
picked
Savage
album.
Mo 2. Okay.
But the album that I've selected for my final pick.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you will have enjoyed this one more. But I mean,
Jamie's saying, just so you know, next week's gonna be bad for you.
I don't think it'll be that bad. It could be worse. It could have been worse. Yeah. Could have been worse.
True. It can always be worse.
It could.
Could have hit you with "Here We Rest," where you just sit for an hour and just hear me and Nick talk.
Could hit me with another OK Go album, buddy.
I'm not there. Unfortunately.
No, I would never do that again after you shat on it. After you shat on the last.
I like
After
OK
we
Go's the
surprise
thing.
Blindsided you by just
Dude,
not fucking.
I like
That was
OK
like-
Go. I just don't think.
I
I just don't think they make albums, dude. I just don't think. I think they make cool
They make-
one-off YouTube videos. All right. I just don't think they make
If
albums.
there's not a Rube Goldberg for me to watch, I don't want to fucking see it, man.
Yeah.
If they're not flying in an airplane, bro.
I can't wait to
don't
see the Mr. Beast OK Go collab for their next single.
Bruh, that'd be actually crazy. That's actually something that I feel like could happen.
I was gonna say it would be crazy, but not like surprising.
Is there any way I could put a bet on that?
like a Deadpool or like a
the odds are feeling good.
I don't.
The odds are feeling good.
Look, if you talk to the right person, I think you can bet on anything. I think so. You just gotta.
You better call Saul. I'm watching. I'm watching Breaking Bad now, dude.
Breaking Bad? Yes. Yeah. Where are you at in Breaking Bad? We can't talk about that.
Season 3.
We have. You're on season 3.
Wait, don't talk about anything.
Did this major plot point happen yet?
Season 3 is very good. I think season 4 of Breaking Bad might be the best television I've ever seen. So buckle up, buddy.
Well, don't say anything. Don't say anything.
Buckle up. You're in 4th year right now. You're about to shift to 5th. All right.
It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, it's really fucking good.
Yeah, it's fine, I guess. Yeah.
I haven't had any spoilers this far in my life, and like I don't know how.
So
that's amazing.
That is so good for you.
But like I know like characters just because like they pop up in memes, you know. I knew the Gus face, but I didn't know who Gus was, you know. So like I'm okay with that. I was just like, oh, and like Saul and stuff. I was like, oh, when is this lawyer?
Skyler White, yo.
My name, yeah, that was in like the second episode.
Yeah.
I'm Walter White's wife.
My husband is Walter White. Yo.
We need that in the Discord soundboard.
We really do. That's so exciting for you. I love that for you. That's an excellent. You're about to. Yeah, that's a good show.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying a lot. It's the pacing's very good.
I mean, if you enjoy it, we can watch Better Call Saul together because I've not watched past season 1 of that show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I've heard people say it's also really good.
Yes, yeah. Zach especially.
I know.
Loves that show.
Yeah, recently Dylan said that he said like he finished it and he was like, I think it's better than Breaking Bad.
That's what he said, and that's a high bar, dog.
Ugh.
My name is Sarah White. Yo.
I need to watch the last season. It's on Netflix right now, but I won't let myself deviate from The Sopranos. I realized recently that the 6th season, every season, like before the 6th season, has about like 10 to 13 episodes. The 6th season has like 22 episodes, and I was like, that's another season.
Is
that's
that the
literally
last one?
7 seasons.
Is that the last season?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, that's like twice the length of an HBO show.
Yeah. And they released it in like 2 parts, I think, but I would think they would call it like 6A and 6B
why
or
the
something.
fuck do people? That's fine. I hate that shit. Part 1, part 2, just do fucking like movies. It's a little different. It's still annoying, but shows, just call it 2 seasons and say they'll be a little shorter. Why the fuck are you doing 2 different seasons and say no? This is a short part 1 and short part 2.
But it's not even like
who does that work
on? If it's that much shorter, it's literally like 1 or 2 episodes because it's still like it would be like 11 episodes per season if they split it into season 6 and season 7.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it like
probably because in the middle there's not like a cliffhanger. You know, it probably doesn't like sum up the
it's not a big finale.
Sum up the yeah, like writers write for seasons too because you want that like. Oh man, something big just happened. What's gonna happen next season?
This is the first time I'm hearing this.
Typically you have like start, and if it's good, you also know the end when you start. And sometimes that changes a little bit, but then like the writing, the fun part is the story you tell along the way. So yeah, maybe they're like, well, we have point A, point B, but we don't have a big enough like middle gap thing, I guess. But like, I just if it's different, if it's like 2 different releases, just do it. Just do the numbers easier, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just where I'm at.
Just do the numbers easier. Yeah. A little listen up podcast.
Yeah, do the numbers easier. Come on, folks.
Little knowledge nugget for you. Do the numbers easier.
That's a little. You can take that one. Take a little pocket.
All the way to the bank.
You take that one right to the bank.
All the way to the.
Hello, I'd like to catch this knowledge nugget. Let's say, is this a robbery? No. So this album is very good.
Well,
Things Happen. I'm surprised that it like orders of magnitude. Oh, Nick's getting more weird text messages.
No, we're good.
He's trying to play cool. He just got a saucy text message
from his mom, dude.
No, from someone else.
Jamie, what the dude? Shut up.
Sorry,
Dude, why would you
sorry,
say
I'm
that?
just-
Why
This
would
is
you
why.
say that?
Okay,
Hey, guys,
this is
hey,
why
hey.
we were trying not to tell anyone, but this is why we're ending the podcast.
Hey,
all right,
yeah,
it's been
dude.
being
Things
really
happen.
weird.
What else do you want me to say, man? Things happen. All right.
Yeah.
Time to get into serious
song-
notes. The song is incredible.
Yeah. I think it's it was definitely the lead single.
Okay, well that would kind of
Wait,
make
the
sense
what?
why it would be.
The lead single for the album.
Was what?
Things Happen.
Oh, okay. I thought you said the song, and I was like you did say the song, but I was like, bro, that's not a title on here. Was there the Lux album that I didn't see?
So fuck.
No, Things Happen. It was really good.
Yeah, but like you said, Jamie, I'm very surprised that it's like 2.5 times as many plays as the second most played song. Like it's got close to 50 million, and All Your Favorite Bands has closer to 20 million. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's been a great song. Honestly, like I feel like I don't remember like where I was the first time I heard the song, but the drop into the chorus's guitar that leads into the first verse, like they don't sing a chorus at the very beginning, but I'm pretty sure it's the same riff that they have in the chorus. Like it sounds so strange, like such like you wouldn't really expect that to be the impactful portion of like where they have a couple notes at the beginning and then they like hit all the instruments at once. You wouldn't really expect, like you would think it would be louder almost, or like fuzzier or something. I don't know. Like I've always just thought it was such an interesting tone, and that really lasts for the whole album. Like
Yeah.
there's so many times where they're just like they're playing certain sounds that I'm like, have I ever heard this anywhere else before? Or I probably have, and it's probably been buried under a bunch of other instruments and I just haven't really noticed it. But
Yeah.
I don't know, like just the guitar tones that they go with for so many songs on the album or they feel unique to me because they kind of give them space to breathe and they all sound really like I don't know. I feel like the majority of them sound either like melancholy or frustrated for the most part.
Yeah.
If I'm giving them personality.
And that makes sense because there's also it's like the guitar at that point that you're talking about, specifically with this song. It's like it sounds a little like chimes almost. Where it's like
In the very beginning, yeah.
Well, it's even there when it is also the lead in for the
I get what you're
chorus
saying
as well, but it's under stuff more. But it's very interesting because I don't really know how they're doing that.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Like
Yeah.
Late night drives and hot French fries and friends around the country, from Charlottesville to good old Santa Fe. When I think of
it doesn't sound far enough away to be just like hitting the harmonics on it to where because you can make that sound with a guitar if you do like the 5th fret, 7th fret, 12th fret, just lightly put your hand on the string because of how like things in tension and the properties of waves, like it makes that sound without, you don't get the root harmonic, but you get all of the like repeated ones. So you don't get the big thick sound, but then you get the little like, the frequency step harmonics above that. But I don't think it's that.
Sounds like a Townsend lesson, dude.
I was gonna say I get what you're saying, and I think Jordan does, but no one else will understand what you're saying.
I don't think I know what you're saying because I failed that class.
Of waves in objects that are in tension and the node points on it. Yeah, no, it's that's a little bit of a deep cut for science, but basically the note sounds quiet and kind of like chimes on a guitar. That's the timbre you get from it. But I don't think it's that. So I don't know, but it's cool. I dig it.
You're like, I don't think it's this, but this is also.
Bro, look, I'll get a fucking whiteboard out. We'll do the math.
All right. Here's the gear breakdown.
I don't know, but it's good. And yeah, that happens with a lot of the songs on this album where it's like, that's a really just nice guitar tone. It sounds really nice. Very cool.
Yeah. Nice and unique. But this song always sets me straight. There's songs in your life where
real.
like there's songs in your life where you put them on like whenever you're like, I need to pick myself up by the bootstraps, like I need to like I just need to like improve and move forward. And like and it like it's a little, I mean, if you use it that way too much, it can be harsh to think like my problems don't matter because like all these other people are going through all this other stuff, because like your problems are your problems, and if you feel bad about them, like your emotions are valid. You have to process them and go through them. But it does like there's only so much dwelling and moping you can do. And this song is kind of the motivator to like, once you're at the end of that processing, it's like, all right, you're ready to go now. Like, let's make a list of all the things the world has put you through. Let's raise a glass to all the people you're not speaking to. I don't know what else you wanted me to say to you. Oh my God. Like,
things happen. That's all they ever do. I fucking love that. Is like mantra level shit in that song.
It's almost like it's like bar after bar after bar after, oh damn, like he really, okay, that was a big one.
Just waking up and I'm not thinking clearly, so don't quote me. With one eye open, I'm writing you this song. Ain't it funny how some people pop into your head?
I fucking love this song. I love that chorus. I was like, I mean, how does everyone not talk about that? Like that shit, you're literally is like, shit happens, dog. You can either
you'll figure it out.
You can either like crumble from the weight or be like, c'est la vie. Like all of, I mean, there's a reason why time to time that's like mantras that people have, and that's like words I live by. And I'm never like, it's so concise, but the power of things happen. That's all they ever do. That's incredible. That is,
and I feel like a lot of times I'm really analyzing like verses of things that we're covering, because I enjoy the intricacies of like things that they're saying, and but like this chorus of this song really is special.
For real.
Yeah, it's great.
Things happen,
and I think it's in the
that's
bridge.
all they ever do.
I was gonna say that too.
Like
those lines specifically is the first like catch of the album, as someone who hadn't listened to it before, I was like, all right, those are some good lyrics, bro.
Okay,
I can tell why Nick gets it to his feels on this, bro. This is this is good.
I didn't have this vinyl for a long time because they like didn't repress it, because like vinyl pressing wasn't huge in 2015.
Right.
They probably didn't even like come out with a pressing of it like when they released the album. Like it's funny to think about that. Think about like the fact that like that me like having a record player and enjoying like buying vinyls from like musicians that I like if I like anything from like 2000 to 2010, the vinyl probably doesn't exist unless they've repressed it, because no one was buying vinyls, everyone was buying CDs.
And some of them that do exist, like
in 2015, you said.
No, like well, this is from 2015, but like in my example, I said 2000 to 2010.
Like, but then albums came out, and the ones that did come out then, like the pressings aren't even good either, because they didn't need it. Like MBDTF is widely regarded as like a dog shit pressing of a vinyl.
Really?
Yeah. It's supposed to be just like.
Even if I buy it off Amazon, like right now.
I mean, I think they've done repressings after now, because now it's in vogue. But at the time, people only bought it for the artwork, so they were like, we'll just do this. And then it's supposed to be widely regarded as like original pressings of that. Like it's all supposed to be like just muddy and shitty quality.
Ew.
Yeah.
Gross.
Tragic.
So yeah, it is weird that like now there's this big renaissance, especially in the genres that, especially me and Nick, but also even shit like you have the Scots as a single on vinyl, like even in like the rap world, you know.
Bro, you calling me out right now?
No, I think that's cool. I love that song.
Jordan said it's a good song.
Is it a bad thing to like that song?
No, I'm
Okay,
totally
cool,
joking.
'cause
I
like that song.
I think if I would have gone back, I probably wouldn't have gotten a single for a pressing. COVID had just hit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to spend my money.
I had a single of YMCA by the Village People for a while.
Let's go. But yeah, I bought this vinyl like last year, and I mean, I listened to it. I don't know. It's not like I listen to it once a week or anything, but I do, like, whenever I want to hear the album, and I'm not like, and I'm like just in my apartment, or if I'm cooking dinner or something, like I do that with every vinyl that I have. Like if I have the vinyl and I'm in my living room or kitchen, I'm like, well, I have to play the vinyl because I spent probably too much money on it. So.
I also like, the reason I like vinyls is because like sometimes it's nice to have like the analog effort of it. It feels more like tangible.
Yeah.
So I do.
It gives you like it's almost like a thing that you can't articulate, but I do relate to it a lot. Like the sensation that people talk about. That's like you just kind of appreciate it more whenever you take it out and you put it on the record player.
You caress the grooves.
Flip it halfway through.
You spit on it a little bit.
Yeah, and you like rub it on like the grease from your forehead.
Yeah,
and you like.
Well, it's to lubricate it so it spins easier.
Yeah, it's really good for it.
Yeah.
Make sure like every time you buy one, you like wash it with soap and water, and then you immediately play it.
Yeah, see, I take graphite powder and I sprinkle it over the whole thing.
So it goes a little faster. Slicks it up.
That would actually, would that just make it like just not function? Like it just, none of the grooves.
Yeah,
like
I think
you
that
just
would
fill
just
in
screw it
all
up.
the grooves.
Uh-huh.
The whole
But
thing just sounds
you actually
use the whole way around.
you actually can wash them with soap and water. You just have to make sure they're really dry before you put them on.
Yeah.
But
The piezoelectrics.
Dang.
man. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have much more to say about this album. About the song.
Really?
Bro, I was like, what? Dude, I thought, dude, I knew you had to make a mistake because I was like,
No.
there's
I think we're good.
no
Wrap
way,
it up.
dude.
Wrap it up.
Pack it up,
No,
boys. Bag it and tag it. Let's go.
yeah.
Okay.
No,
Last thing on the song then. I love the piano following Taylor's vocals in the second verse on the song. It's very good. And I feel like it's a detail that is probably easy to slip under the radar. But I was like, last 5 episodes, like since we announced, I'm like, I gotta like get back into it and go hard. Going hard. I love that piano in that song.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Like
of great piano
I
on
hear
this
it every time I listen to it, but I didn't like really notice it specifically again until you just mentioned it. But I think I meant to say earlier, but I forgot. I think it's in the third verse. No, it's in the bridge. It's in the bridge. He says, I can't help how I feel. I don't think anyone can. I like that. It's like, sorry, like I'm unapologetically feeling this way. Like this is my feeling. Like, of course, like you can act on it or not. Like there's more logic that goes into it, but like honestly, like I'm telling you, this is my feeling.
Won't get life without a chaperone is what you thought it'd be. I hope your brother.
And that in tandem with all of this shit with the chorus, yeah, it's like it's crazy how well written this song is.
And talk about well written, like somewhere along the way, I think is like one of my favorite songs by them overall.
Okay,
Like,
it's really, really good.
Yeah, there's just so many things in it. Like I remember one time, I think it was right after it was in COVID, and me and my brother were living at my parents' house again, and like Dawes did this like rooftop live stream concert, and I bought tickets for it, and we all watched it in the basement together, and like
Yeah, I think I remember you talking about that.
yeah, he would like he always blasts music when he's taking a shower, and like the next couple days, probably for like the next week, I heard him like playing Dawes music.
Aww.
And, like not like the entire playlist, but I was like, hell yeah, bro.
Bro, that's
Yeah,
such
you're
a
getting into
like
it. But
massive bonding moment. That's just like unspoken rules of interpersonal relationships. Like, at no point was it
Yeah,
concretely said, but you were like, oh yeah, and like he had to have known that you heard it. So it's like,
yeah,
it's like the things
Yeah,
you do
yeah,
where
it's
you say
wholesome.
like, you know, people who don't say I love you to each other, but it's just like we don't need to.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of thing. Where it's
Yeah.
like, oh, damn. That's nice.
But yeah, he I think it was like around like that time, or maybe it was later because he texted me about it, and we would have just talked about it if we were living in the same house. But I remember specifically he texted me about it, and he was like, dude, I don't understand how Dawes like writes songs like this. I think it's in the first verse where he says, like, she was as new and as ancient as the
Bro,
solar paneled
That
hills.
shit is crazy. That's a crazy line. Like that's insane.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he texted me that, and I was like, dude, like that was just a line that I've sang along to for years, and I never really even. It got to the point where I'm just reciting it in my car. Like
Yeah.
I'd never really thought about it until you just texted me about it, and like the duality there, the juxtaposition is really like, even if it doesn't mean anything super significant, it's like it kind of does whenever it means more whenever you paint it as a picture like that.
Yeah.
Like she was as new and as ancient, like she has these new modern qualities about her, but she also has kind of like this old soul quality about her.
Yeah.
But then you pair it with this like this poetic this poetic figurative language about solar paneled hills, because
New
the hills
technology
themselves
laying
are
on
ancient. Solar
the
panels are
timeless
new.
earth beneath them, dude.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
other thing, like I'm gonna think about that shit when I see solar panels on a hill. I'll probably think of that shit. Maybe not every time.
Yeah.
Maybe not most of the time. But it's gonna happen, and I'll be like, damn.
Well, it's just like in most people, not off of this album, but it is off of an album we did on the podcast, off of God, what is the
all
album
your
called?
all favorite
I don't know,
stories. What is it? All your favorite.
Stories Don't End.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it's
I
called.
was like, stories is in
yeah.
the name.
Yeah. But
I need to re-listen to that.
it's in the song Most People on there. He says, like January Christmas lights under billion-year-old stars, she comes up with more of what is lost than what is found. And it's
That's crazy.
like
That's good. That's good.
Fucking crazy.
he likes to hit people with the little pepper in the juxtaposition.
It is,
you know?
but
Yeah.
and also like there's even for me like that line, she was as new as ancient as the solar paneled hills. Like I interpret the song more of like it's a vignette about this person just going through the struggles of like, you know, mild manneredness to like I'm doing my own thing, and then oh that shit's not working out, and like stuff is getting lost somewhere along the way. Like it's what it's like that. But also that line for me is like the hubris of youth also wrapped up into that, where it's like you're new to all of this shit, but like these aren't new problems. This has been a tale as old as time. Like that is ancient from a human standpoint. Also your personal experience, your like soul, and then also like the literal landscape having new technology on that shit. Like, and it's I don't know, 10 words, 15 words,
yeah.
nuts.
And it's not something that really resonates until you listen to the song multiple times, because you don't really know that the song is about a breakup until like halfway through or like towards the end of it. But like the first couple lines in the song, like she went from table manners to tunnel
She
vision
went from
to
table
premature
manners
farewells.
to tunnel vision.
That's all like that's all like growing up, like growing out of youth, and like there's
Yeah.
a bit of a jump there from like proper youth into like your own life, and then tunnel vision, like doing what you want to do and doing what you want to do so much that you end whatever whatever future you had with this like person, with this main
Like
character.
burn bridges that you probably didn't
Yeah,
need
yeah.
to, or you know, not even
Yeah.
maybe not even as active as that, but just like, oh, like I ignored this thing and it atrophied, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and like they've written so many songs like this that I just tend to think that they're all from a first person perspective, but maybe he just writes really good heartbreak songs. I don't know, but
there's a few on this album. Like there's multiple on this fucking album as well.
Yeah, but like I just think about it all the time. I'm like, man, like if these are all anecdotal, like. He's going through it to get all this out, to be able to like I'm sure it helps him to write all this stuff, and I'm sure it helps him like wrap his his mind about like his own feelings if they are like if the songs are anecdotal. But yeah, I'm like, damn, like God, he's like he's just in like a verse or two. It's just like, man, like is this like everything that I've felt like it just feels so like exact almost to to I don't know, my experiences like recent and past with heartbreak, you know.
And I think it's a testament to the idea that for me, what the line of was as new and as ancient as the solar panels, that's what it feels like to me, where it's like these are fresh experiences of pain and longing and loneliness for me, but like it's been a part of the human experience. I'm not alone in this. It's been as long as people have had interpersonal relationships and we've had like
nothing's new, man.
Empathy and sympathy. But also it's like, I think that it like that. Yeah, that's people talking about like, oh, I've never lived like an individual experience or whatever. Like it's funny, but also like you still like, if it's new to you, it's still a valid and memorable experience.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's good.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of what we talked about with Things Happen, where it's like, don't go militant with it. But if you're ever spiraling, sometimes it's nice to be like, there's no way I'm the first person to go through this. Someone will be able to help me. Let me ask. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you were to just look at the choruses of this album, not even the verses, you can still realize like, oh, this is someone who, like you were talking about, like, if these are all actual anecdotes, or even like half of them are, damn, dude, that shit hurts. Like this song,
Bro's just a good songwriter, dude.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You're either these are anecdotes, or you just are really good at analyzing situations and conveying things. Because like the choruses in this one, they change up both of them, but both of them are equally painful. Like
yeah. Well, like there's three choruses, and the last one's different too.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
It's just the tagline somewhere along the way that like ties the whole song together.
Somewhere along the way, the dots didn't all connect. The promise became regrets.
Runs forever. I hope the world sees the same person that you've always been to me. And may all your favorite bands stay together. Now I'm just waking up and I'm not thinking clearly, so don't quote me. With one eye open, I'm writing you this song.
That, I think everyone can relate to that. Like that shit cuts like a fucking knife through butter for me, where it's like, yeah, like I said I would do these things, and whether I'm calling myself out or like my partner is or my friend, like I've let someone down, and I fucking hate that I did that.
Yeah.
You know, the dream and the circumstance.
Yeah, the dream and the circumstance continue their tortured dance. Like, I mean, the whole second verse.
For so long, I hope that life without a chaperone is what you thought it'd be. I hope your brother's El Camino runs forever. I hope the world sees the same person that you always were to me. And may all your favorite bands stay together.
That's
Yeah.
So good.
Those are-
Like,
She was a lullaby.
That's really good, dude.
So, and it's 5 words. The dream, or no, I guess that's 9 words, whatever. But like the dream and the circumstance continue their torture dance. I want to do X, Y, and Z as I go through life with this partner, but life fucking gets in the way. And it's just a constant battle of the spectrum between being able to live through this and also like, I just can't fucking do it, whether it be my own doing or things out of my control. Yeah. That's crazy. And infinitely relatable. She was a lullaby personified, my vision in the mist, but her contacts were all promoters and a West Side therapist.
I really love the second verse because it's kind of him like being like, yeah, I was drunk in love in this relationship, but like I kind of should have known, like I kind of should have had my like not even like guard or blinders up, but like I kind of should have been prepared that it might not go my way. Like kind of should have thought about like maybe like even though I love this right now, like I should really cherish it because just situationally, like this person that I know so much about them, like they seem like the kind of person that might kind of dip out.
The 5 a.m.s, the worried friends, the parting of her lips, but I needed to witness someone wrestle with what it means to just exist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's him saying like I needed to be in this situation, like even though I know it probably wasn't logically the best thing for me, like even though I knew that this person might not want to be like the person for me, like maybe I needed to see that. Maybe this needed to be my learning experience.
So that you could take it into whatever you're going with.
I love that little part where he says the 5 a.m.s, the worried friends, and then he changes the way he says the parting of her lips because it's like it's negative, and then he's like, God, but she was.
But
so
there's
cool.
still something, yeah, right? Like it's still like, bro, she kind of bad though. She toxic, but she bad. You know, like that's.
And that, yeah. And then I mean, he gets a little roasty in this song.
How her only
plan in life was getting lost.
Yeah. And then how she took me to the edge and made me watch like her falling off the cliff of like that's crazy, dude.
And we don't have to read the whole song. I know that's kind of what we're doing. I do love the second verse and the second chorus.
We're ever gonna talk about. We can kind of fucking expose.
we can do whatever we want. But I think like honestly the biggest part of the song, like the last thing I want to talk about, you guys can talk about more stuff, but I love that last chorus so much.
Oh, the last chorus. Okay, yeah.
Like
but somewhere.
Yeah, but somewhere along the way, I started to smile again. I don't remember when. Somewhere along the way, things will turn out just fine. I know it's true this time. It's like you know, like yeah, I went through this like intoxicatingly powerful like experience of love in my life, but like I know I can feel that again, or like I know as weird as it sounds to say, like as unique as like each person that you love feels in your life, like sure those loves are different, like with different people that you love and whatnot, but like that feeling of love always has like a common thread between it. And even though all those things feel unique, it's not like people don't really have soulmates. Like there might be like a great, there's so many great people that you can figure out a future with. Like there's it's weird the number of people that like when you think about it, you're like, Yeah, like I mean, like if all the things go right, if all the steps go right along the way, like which like they never do, and that's why you only marry like one or a couple people in your life, hopefully one, but like
or none if you don't want that either.
Or none, yeah. But like, yeah, I mean, like it's funny how powerful and strong that feeling can feel, and yet, if all those little things go right along the way, you can feel it with so many different people.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like it's a strange simultaneous truth, is what I'm trying to get.
Yeah, no, and I feel that, and as someone who, you know, like I got very lucky. Like the reason that Vic and I met each other was because the Y offered. They said, "Hey, if you will pay for your lifeguarding certification classes, if you work for us for a year." If they didn't have that promotion, Vic wouldn't have started working there. Never would have met her. But now that's the person I plan on like being wed to and spending.
You already are wed to her, brother.
Right, but like my plan is to like, you know, spend until one of us dies together. Like the thing that set that in motion was the Y having a staff shortage for lifeguards, you know? So it's like
the butterfly effect's crazy.
There's, you know,
that's why we ride for the YMCA.
No, we don't. I hated that job. The only good thing that came out of that was meeting my now wife, which is a very good benefit. But
yeah, I was gonna say, dude, you don't like the Y after that, dude?
I didn't get enough hours or pay. Like basically, my paycheck was spent on gas going to work and Bojangles for dinner because I worked until 9:30 and my parents ate dinner and went to bed before then.
That's how little they paid you,
dude. I got $7.50 an hour.
Still open
at 9 hours a week.
9 hours a week.
Dog shit. Fuck that. No. I have. Fuck that.
Yeah, that is a little.
Bro, I was grinding harder than that at Lowe's Foods.
I
was grinding before both of y'all at Dario, bro.
I wanted in the summers. In the summers, I would hit it harder, right? But like the
sauce and them glizzies.
The Y closes at 9, so like
With the hot dog.
Yeah, that's how the shifts were 3 hours. If you wanted more than 3 hours a day, you had to pick up more shifts. In the summer, they might have been 5.
I think mine were like 5 hours or 6 hours.
I think in the summer they were 5, but still, shit sucked.
I did only work in the summertime though.
I only got paid $7.50, which was 25 cents above minimum wage. Guess what minimum wage still is in North Carolina?
Not $7.25.
Pretty sure it's still $7.25.
Man, I had one. I could have said anything and it would have been right. Except for that.
Yeah.
You're right though.
And I worked for the Y in 2016.
Yeah, inflation isn't real. We haven't had any of that.
We don't need market adjustments for. Dude, you want to fucking live as a part-time as a lifeguard? You want to be able to live?
Just get another job.
Hell no!
Just work 3
baby,
more jobs.
goo goo gaga.
You dumbass.
Just leave the Y, smell like chlorine your whole shift at McDonald's. let your knuckles crack and bleed into the people's food because of the chlorine
smells so
like
good, though.
dehydrating them, and then go home exhausted. I need to stop. I'm getting doomer.
We're in too doomer.
Yeah, dude, stop it,
bro. This isn't the misadventures of Doom Scroller. Okay, we can't fucking.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
But my
a different.
I love,
just so you know, Jordan, it's a different Dawes album.
Yeah. It's the newest one, right?
Just so you're in on the joke.
It's called what? Friendly Doom Scroller?
The Misadventures of Doom Scroller.
It has like a strangely cringe name, but like
The Misadventures of Doom Scroller.
No, that's a song. Yeah,
like,
that's the song I remember the most.
Oh, okay.
No. Like that's not a song on it. It's a like. That is the name of the album, but there's no song.
Shit, my bad.
Yeah.
All right, it's been a while.
But like, I think there's like a interlude or like an outro of a song that's called like Doom Scroller Tries to Relax or something like that. And like they never say Doom Scroller in any of the songs, but it's like it does deal with
it's
I don't know, like the problems and the mental conflict of modernity and like dealing with social media and like other things. But
I mean, because they probably
I just hate that Doom Scroller's in the title.
That shit during like quarantine, right?
Maybe.
Like
I'm not sure if they recorded it
everyone
then.
was fucking depressed.
Yeah, but he definitely could have written it then.
Yeah, it's Someone Else's Cafe / Doom Scroller Tries to Relax is the first song. But my last thing for Somewhere Along the Way is right before your last thing, which was I've always loved, and on a long drive from El Paso to the Pacific Ocean cliffs, I finally felt connected to the continental drift. Like, just somewhere along this long journey, I finally connected with like what it means to be human and to feel like just the continental drift is like plate tectonic
Part of something
shit,
bigger.
you know? Yeah, where it's like part of something bigger. Yeah. You're like, oh, and then right before that, or that immediately is before the Somewhere Along the Way I started to smile again. Like all of the like, things get better than they did.
Yeah. I tell people all the time, like I don't really get it, but like when I'm at a place, like just something about wide open spaces, just feel like they like ground me and like help me, I don't know, like level out. And like it feels like a sustained thing. Like I'll go to like a significant place, and I'm sure travel plays a part in it, but like I mean, just like when we drove out to Colorado to like help you move out.
For
there,
me, once you hit the western part of Missouri and then get into Kansas, you hit like a zen state where you're just like, life is short and we are small, and that's okay. You know, I don't know, I don't know how else to
and it's
explain
like,
it, but it's like,
it's wild to be like there's just a very, very minor hills and valleys, like driving through Kansas, and you get up on one of the hills. And like as far as you can see, it's just like land, like no trees, just land.
Just
maybe
a few barns every like 100 acres and some windmills and irrigation structures.
It's like, man, like it's just being in a new place like that, seeing that expansive of a site, it kind of helps you realize kind of how small you are, and like helps like take some significance and emphasis off of your problems. But also it's like people just live such different lives than me. Like it's like who lives here? Like I'd love to just like meet someone at a gas station who's like whose life is spent here in this place where they
it could not be more different from like,
don't worry about this. Yeah. Don't worry about the things that I like get in a tizzy about, like every little day, where I'm like, oh God, I didn't know about this pre-sale for this concert, and now the tickets are going to be $300 instead of regular retail $120. Like they're just like, nah, bro, I'm going to like harvest some corn. Or not even that, not even like a rural farmer, just like someone living out in that area. I'm sure like everyone's connected on the internet now, but like it's just different experiences, you know? Like I don't know. It's hard to quantify, but it's hard to really articulate, but it's one thing I've always loved about their music is their music and Jason Isbell's music, but it kind of makes me feel like I'm part of a bigger thing, or it gives me a little more empathy, or it gives me like these emotional perspectives that like I didn't understand before, and it helps me like see them and fully understand them from both sides. And
I think that's also why I probably could have had other experiences and shit if I'd gone to like, you know, a school like even in like Winston, you know, where Jordan's from, but like going to school in like farm country, like extremely red, like in 6th grade, people were afraid they were going to be killed because Obama got elected because he hates Christians and wants to kill them. Like that type of like propaganda that was just espoused by my like 4th grader, you know, classmates. Like growing up in that part of the country really, I mean, it just makes you able to understand so much more, where you're like, a lot of it is just because people are scared because they're being let down by every system of power that should be helping people. Like, and we'll talk more about it with the album next week, but like a song that's going to be on the album next week, like there's things that just transcend whatever your day-to-day problems are. When you get down to it, there are like human elements to fear and dealing with other shit. And so growing up in that part of the country, and specifically like the town that we grew up in, it's like, I know that like people do bad shit, but they're not necessarily bad people, you know? Yeah. And so that helps a lot with being like, oh, well, they probably only hold that opinion because they've never met a gay person beyond like having a gay classmate and then like some other preacher who's got like this systemic like years of misinformation being like, oh, if a person's gay, they want to fuck you because you're a dude. Like you don't want to fuck everyone that identifies with the gender you're attracted to, do you? It's the same. But like people don't know that because they're not taught that. And it's all just a lack of education and knowledge, you know? And so that has helped a lot as an adult with empathy and approaching situations, you know?
Yeah. I love hearing like gay people talk about like insane country redneck people where they're like, you're scared that I want to have sex with you? Why would I ever want to have sex with you?
You are not my type, big dog.
It's so funny.
The craziest is shit where they're like, someone comes out and they're like, oh, well, when you come for family vacations, you can't stay in the same room as your siblings. And it's like, I don't want to fuck my sibling because I'm gay, dog.
Wait, that's crazy. I've never heard of that before.
No, that happens. Like, that exists.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
No, it's straight up. That's and crazy. It's like, bro.
No, they're not like, it's contagious,
brother,
Jamie. You don't get it. You don't get it.
Mom, you know, type shit where it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And it's just people don't know. And so they're told by like the people they view as knowledgeable on things. And those people don't know. So then it's just, it's the blind leading the blind into like just disastrous situations for society, you know, but it's also, if you can like find a way to relate and then educate, then, you know, they'll see that like, oh yeah, that's kind of crazy. You know, and so growing up in that area helped a lot with that. And yeah, that's kind of driving through just parts of the country like that. I have the same thing where I'm just like, bro, we all just some people for real, you know?
Mm-hmm.
For real.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For real. But yeah, next song, baby. Don't Send Me Away.
Don't Send Me Away.
Don't Send Me Away
is a very
the
interesting vibe compared to the rest of the album. And this is what I don't know how else to describe. I don't know how to describe it other than that's the song that sounds the most like the next Dawes album. Because you showed me this album in high school.
Yeah.
And then Passwords came out. And I tried to listen to it and I didn't really fuck with it. Or
the next album is
We're All Gonna Live.
We're All Gonna Die.
We're All Gonna Die, and then there was the live album, We're All Gonna Live. But like the next one I tried to check out, I guess, was when Passwords came out.
Passwords?
And I didn't love a lot of it. And this one sounds a lot like that. But I really like this song. So I think I just need to sit down and go through like all of their discogs sometime, I think, is what I've learned from that song.
This song always threw me off with like the very rhythmic guitar, like of course all the songs have rhythm guitar, but it sounds like the guitar itself like almost sounds synthesized on like some sort of loop machine, like because it's so precise, like it just sounds really interesting, like you're talking about, like it sounds different from
like doom choo doom choo doom choo doom choo, and so it very much sounds just like looped. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, and it does like towards the end of the album when they like rip into the guitar solo. Like I feel like that gives the guitar like a lot more room to breathe and scream, like that kind of dynamic difference between the looping hypnotic nature of the song.
The bridge, I fucking love it. I'm getting on the freeway. Your jacket's in my car. Your ashes in my ashtray, and I'm there with you wherever you are. And then the guitar solo, I fucking love it. It's so good.
Yeah.
Always were to me. And may all your favorite bands stay together. And may all your favorite bands stay together.
Like this song, like very much feels like Belladonna by
Yeah.
the Avett Brothers, where it's like just like this guy's at his lowest low, and he's like doing everything he can to stay with this person. Like, you can send me a message if you don't want to talk, and make sure I don't interrupt. Like that's already right there, like submitting yourself to not having a verbal conversation. It's like yeah, if you need to just text me, yeah, just text me. Yeah, like we don't need to talk. Yeah, like that's what it feels like to me, at least. Like, yeah, it might help you let it go. It's hard for you, I know, to act like you're not giving up. Like at least you can recognize some of that yourself, that the other person is like fading away from like the thing that you have. But
And then the
like
pleading
it's
of
all
the chorus.
yeah, it's already resigning. It's like you're not really holding a position. It's just like you feel like you're at a place where if you try and hold the position, nothing's going to happen. So you just let it all go, and you're like, do anything you need to. Walk all over me if you need to, as long as we can keep going.
Just pure like desperation. Just like
Yeah, that's what it is. Desperation.
And-
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
exactly.
even the
I've
chorus
never
of-
been there ever in my life.
Yeah. None of us would understand that, actually.
But
Yeah, I can't relate to this one. That's why I hated this album, because I couldn't relate to it at all, man. This album sucks. This album
talking
sucks.
about the lyrics that this album was going to mean a lot. But don't send me away. There's nowhere else I'm going to go. Don't send me away. I know that's what you want to do. And then the second chorus is, but don't send me away. This is where I'm supposed to
Don't
be.
send me-
Don't send me away. You don't know what you do to me. And then like, don't send me away over and over. But like even the second verse, you can send me a picture of the room you're in with your evening downtown view, the way the city spreads when you're laying in your bed. You can send it so I know what I stand to lose. Like if I'm in this like desperate spot, just fuck it. Send me another picture to make me feel even worse. Like just to remind me what the fuck I'm gonna miss if I continue going on. Yeah, and then the getting on the freeway with that guitar solo, like the piano that rips in when he's belting out, and I'm there with you wherever you are. Goosebumps.
Yeah.
That shit
And
rips, man.
There's actually a version of this song that, honestly, I feel like you might like more, Jamie. I think I've
Really?
grown to enjoy this
Okay.
one more, but there's an earlier version of this song that they released on the 10th anniversary edition of Nothing Is Wrong, which is the album that like a little bit of everything and Moon in the Water's on. But
Those are like, if I had to do like top songs of all time, those are like top 15, both of them.
yeah,
I really like
yeah.
It's crazy how good those songs are.
Yeah, they're both like, I remember I think the first time I heard Moon in the Water was, I think it was I think I was a freshman in college, because I just remember sending it to you and being like, damn, this one hurts, doesn't it? And we were just both like, God, dude, what? God, this is crazy.
It's Moon in the Water is a song like you talked about at the beginning. You found this shit and you were like, it gets better every time I listen to it as I get more life experience. Moon in the Water is so much for that for me, where
Yeah.
it every time I look introspectively and see things I don't like and things that I love in Vic, I feel it every time I listen to that song. I feel it even more, where it's like,
Yeah.
you're this ethereal being that I'm just trying so hard to understand where I am, what you need, and how I can get there. And like, that's not fully what the song is. The song is a little more like, oh, we broke up and now I understand why. I've had a lifetime to learn. I pray I don't fucking get to that point. Like, I don't want that to end. But it's like,
No, you're good, bro.
but it's, yeah, I mean, that song, every time I listen to it, I'm like, this hits harder every fucking time. But yeah, I would be interested. Okay, so it's on like the 10th anniversary of that. Okay, I'll have to check out that version.
Yeah, I remember them posting about it whenever they officially released it, like released that deluxe edition.
The Don't Send Me Away bonus track.
Yeah, and it's got a lot of organ in it, so I figure you.
I love that Leslie. It's all over this album. Love that shit.
But yeah, and the title track is next.
Beautiful.
All your favorite bands, which would include Dawes for Nick.
Ayo.
Next album for both me and Nick probably would fall in.
And me probably too.
Yep,
Yeah,
you too.
for sure.
Yep.
I love the Arctic Monkeys.
No, it's not right.
Oh, I love Jason
it's-
Isbell.
Oh,
It's Peach Pit's newest secret album.
it's the secret.
It's
album.
unreleased. Yeah, they sent it to us because they knew we were ending the podcast.
Yeah, they're like, this one's free. This one's so you can really build an audience.
Please no. I beg.
Yeah, all your favorite bands. That's a song that just.
It was magical seeing Turnpike play all your favorite bands at Bonnaroo. I'm sure like Evan Felker didn't sing it, the bass player sang it, but like it was still
this
great.
is another fucking situation where I saw shit live that in the moment I enjoyed, but I would get 10 times the experience out of it seeing it now. Like I saw Jason Isbell on the Something More Than Free tour. We talked about that album.
Yeah.
That was what got me into him. However, that meant that I didn't know like half the songs he fucking played. And now, if I could see
and he was
that
playing
tour
some old
again,
stuff then.
I'm sure I would just be brought to fucking tears. I saw Elephant.
probably play, like-
I saw Elephant, Cover Me Up, Children of Children, 24 Frames, Palmetto Rose, like all of like it's so much of Something More Than Free, and then like Traveling Alone, fucking like all kinds of shit that would move me in ways that I couldn't have even comprehended when I saw them my sophomore year of high school. You know.
It'd be like that.
Damn, that's really early.
Yeah. It was. Let me look at my Word document of all my concerts, but I think it was 2015 that I saw him at the old G Borough Amphitheater, if I remember. Yeah, October. No, it was 2016. October 2016 in Greensboro. I also kick myself every time I think of like we were just a little too late to see John Prine open, or like I was buying my like merch at that time, and now I'm like, God damn it!
God, he just writes beautiful. Like talk about like one of the greatest. Like to me, he's like one of the greatest songwriters I've like, ever heard. Like and like I love like Taylor Goldsmith, like the singer for Dawes. And like I love Jason Isbell, but I mean John Prine, like I don't know, I just watch interviews with him, and like there's a really great interview that's like close to an hour long with him and Sturgill Simpson, where like he's talking about like the beginning of his career, and Sturgill's like chiming in with funny stories and stuff, but like how he only knew like 4 or 5 basic chords, and he like taught himself how to finger pick. And then like he just wrote, he'd been writing for a little while. It wasn't like he just sat down and like wrote something amazingly beautiful the first time he ever wrote anything. But like his first album, probably 2/3 of the songs in like the 70s, I think, all like still ring true to this day. Like, and they're all like just beautiful and concise and like empathetic. And the biggest one from that album is Angel from Montgomery. But like,
love that song.
Yeah, like that's a great song. But like Sam Stone, Hello in there. I think there's a song called Your American Flag Can't Get You Into Heaven. I love that song.
Ooh.
No,
Sounds political.
It's Your Flag decal won't get you into heaven.
Okay, yeah.
Wait, what?
Your flag decal.
Your flag
won't get you into
decal?
heaven anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. But there's one that I think I'm forgetting off of there that I need to look up. John Prine.
I always
I
really
know
like Quiet Man.
Spanish Pipe Dream is on there.
Oh, Spanish Pipe
Quiet
Dream.
Man? I I don't think I know that off the top of my head, but Donald and Lydia is really good.
Yeah. 6 o'clock news goes hard. That's a good one.
Yeah. Illegal Smile's good.
Sorry, did you say this is another Dawes album?
No, this is John Prine. This was an album that came out on January 1st, 1971.
Okay, you guys were just talking about it because you wanted to see him at Bonnaroo or something?
No. So he opened. So he was a massive influence for Jason Isbell and other artists as well. But he was a massive influence for Jason Isbell, and for the Something More Than Free tour, they toured together, and so he opened for Jason Isbell, and so that's what I was saying. I missed out because I didn't know at the time that I could have seen, got to witness that live. Instead, I was buying like shirts at the merch booth or whatever, which I love that shirt. It's a great shirt. It's not that I don't wish I didn't get that, but I hate because he passed away in 2021 or 2022, I don't remember, but he passed away. Dang. And so I will never get that opportunity again. So I kind of missed out on that because at the time I just didn't know, Yeah, he's got some bangers.
Yeah. I mean, that album is wonderful. Souvenirs, it's one of my favorite songs by him, and also Speed of the Sound of Loneliness. Beautiful. So good. But yeah, all your favorite bands.
Starting off with that fucking grand piano, like I immediately start to get moved. I'm like, this is gonna be some real shit.
Late night drives and hot French fries and friends around the country, from Charlottesville to good old Santa Fe. When I think of you, you still got on that hat that says let's party. I hope that thing is never thrown away.
Right here.
He's gonna spit.
He's about to spit fucking heat.
Literally two of the best things in the world: late night drives and hot French fries. Like two common denominators that, like, if you don't like driving at night with the windows down in the summer, you're fucked up. If you don't like fresh, hot, salted French fries, like if you get the fresh batch of waffle fries from Chick-fil-A, or like. Just if you just get like,
Chick-fil-A
sorry, wait.
We don't support
Chick-fil-A. During Pride. During Pride.
I take it back.
Also, waffle fries, overrated.
Amazing.
You think so?
What?
Overrated.
Okay, that's a bad take.
They're good.
To me,
but they're overrated.
I've never understood why I like them so much. Like I like them more than the chicken sandwich, I think. Like sorry, like we can cut this whole segment Bojangles fries. Just get Bojangles fries.
Get those
dude, sorry.
Fries.
Quickest story ever, dude. I got Bojangles the other day. They forgot seasoning. They forgot the seasoning on them. I'm not even joking. I had to just salt them.
No.
I had to just salt them.
No,
because I got them DoorDashed, so I couldn't go back and like, dude.
No.
But like, I probably would have checked anyways. But dude, they were like plain fries, no seasoning. And I was like, it's the most disappointed I've ever been. Like they tasted so disgusting.
Bro. That's diabolical.
It's actually
that's horrific, dude. That's
actually so bad.
That's a crime. I think
they were plotting.
They
were trying to make you stop DoorDash.
Convention, but I'm not sure.
It was, dude. It was.
No, like a Bojangles fry, you can't beat it. A well-seasoned, fresh Bojangles fry, steak fries with that seasoning salt they use, immaculate.
Honestly, I'm like, usually I say steak fries like the worst fry, but something about
sometimes.
Because it's the, I don't think it's the worst, but I think it's the most high risk, high reward fry cut.
Fair enough.
It's
because like something about the difference,
shitty as fuck or incredible. It doesn't really
the difference between like Bojangles steak fries and like Red Robin steak fries. Red Robins are like, they're like the worst fries on the planet.
Yeah,
you're right.
Like, why are they unlimited? That's why they're unlimited. Is because they're the worst fries on the planet.
Burger King fries are the worst fries on the planet, but they're like second.
Nick, I used to have to get like the garlic fries at Red Robin because they were so like getting the plain fries at Red Robin were so insufferable.
Oh,
dude.
Also In-N-Out fries are pretty dog shit as well.
Oh, they're so bad.
If you
They're
don't
so
animal
bad.
style it, they're horrendous.
Nah, even if you animal style, bro,
No,
it
animal
was
style is
hard to
fine,
get
but
through
it's
those
just
fries.
because it's like-
Nah,
it's
it
like
was
the
it
nacho
was
cheese
hard. It
caramelized
was
onion.
hard. I got it when I was in Colorado for the first time.
Yeah.
It was hard to eat those fries, even with animal style. I was like,
peanuts that they fried. I swear to God, there's no
God,
flavor.
dude, they're so bad.
They're atrocious.
So bad.
The double,
I thought they were okay.
very good burger, especially for how cheap it is. Even out here, it's still cheap. But the fries are
it is a really good burger.
Atrocious. They're so bad. But yeah, late night drives, fucking hot French fry, like
Charlottesville. I heard that. I was like,
That's in the song. That was
Wait, what?
pre-riots. It's in the song. Like from Charlottesville to good old Santa Fe.
Like it's just a popular town in Virginia where like U of E is.
No, I know. I'm just saying like.
But then in
I heard that I was like, oh god.
In 2018, 2019,
No, I
it got a
know.
little dicey.
I know.
They ruined that one for us.
I know.
From Charlottesville to good old Santa Fe.
Yeah, the verses in this song are good, and they're kind of tongue in cheek, kind of funny. Like especially the second verse, he says like, "Now I'm just waking up and I'm not thinking clearly, so don't quote me. With one eye open, I'm writing you this song." And the verses are good, but the choruses, like, of course, are where it's at.
But even in verse 2, the first part's tongue in cheek. But him saying, "Ain't it funny how some people pop into your head so easy? I haven't seen you there in so long." Like even that is like, God damn. Like the amount of people, especially I especially feel the song, like the first verse and then the second verse, but like moving away and leaving home and cutting ties. Like I would have felt this a little bit in Raleigh, but especially like moving across the country to where I see like my best friends, you guys, and then Zach and Dylan and Sarah and Gonzo, like, and my family. I see y'all 4 times a year if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
This song, it doesn't hurt, but it's the most like direct, like immediate feeling of loneliness and like the beauty that comes with like, it's great that I have all of these meaningful relationships that cause me to even feel like wistful and lonely. But like some of my favorite memories for the last 2 years have been times where I traversed the continental United States to then just like drink with you guys at a bar or just eat $5 burgers at a fucking restaurant or just like get shit faced around Nick's coffee table on a couch, you know? So this song, like, I don't want to discount how much the verses in the song also hit. They hit just as hard as the choruses in this one.
Yep.
And it's just because of like the experience I've had of moving away and feeling isolated and lonely and wistful for like, fuck, why am I even out here? And now it's like we have our own network out here. And that's also a beautiful thing that's mentioned in the first verse as well. Like, or not the first verse, but throughout the song where he talks about just kind of like, yeah, like I've got friends like from Charlottesville to Santa Fe. Like I've got people, I've got this diaspora of my own personal connections all across, you know, from being a touring musician, I would assume would be his point of view here.
Yeah.
But, and not like an arena touring musician, like eating at a bar where maybe sometimes you're paid like gas money and like a meal or something like that, you know? So it's that kind of, this song is so multi-dimensional for me that if I ever want to focus on one emotion, I can do that. But just overall, it's just incredible all the way through. On top of the grand piano, which might be the most like emotive instrument to me, you know. Yeah, the choruses
absolutely.
are.
I was.
I hope that life without a chaperone is what you thought it'd be. I hope your brother's El Camino runs forever. I hope the world sees the same person that you stay together.
I was just telling someone the other day, like, I love hearing how people resonate with the things that I love, and like seeing if they resonate with them in a different way. And like it definitely does resonate with you in a different way. And like it's just neat to hear like that's your lived experience and how it relates to the same set of words and music that I've loved for years. Like it's just cool to hear another perspective. And like I always kind of thought that the song was about a breakup because like so much of the album sounds like it's about a breakup. Like I think I read somewhere that Taylor said it wasn't even really inspired by a breakup. It wasn't like wishing someone well, like wishing someone all the best like after you leave them. It was kind of just about like seeing like the childlike spirit in just kind of like strangers, or like maybe someone you haven't seen in a while, and like running into them again and being like, oh wow, like you really still have a lot of like zeal for life. Like you still seem like these dreams that you had when you were like 18, like you've still got them at 28, and and nothing's really knocked you down a peg. Like that's amazing. Like I wish I could do that. And that's like the song's language kind of sounds like a farewell, but it also kind of sounds like he's just like genuinely happy for them and like hope that this feeling sustains. Like I hope that life without a chaperone is what you thought it'd be. I hope that your brother's El Camino runs forever. I hope the world's
and like for me,
I hope the world sees the same
is.
person.
You always were to me, and may all your favorite bands stay together. Like
it sounds like, to me it sounds like a farewell song, but it doesn't have to be a romantic farewell song. It could just be like crossing paths with someone and being like, hey man, like I hope it all works out for you. Like I love what you're doing.
Yeah, and for me, like that's another way this song is transformed, because like when you first learned about it and you were like, yo, I'm kind of fucking like, because that was about the time I started also getting my own agency in music. And so we were like starting to talk shop in regards to music was like late high school. And then, we all did it in college.
Bro, have you heard of the Black Keys?
Yeah. And so that's, you showed this to me. And so for me, that's what I always thought it was. But then whenever you pick this and I re-listened to it, I was like, this isn't a breakup song at all. This is just like, for me, it wasn't even like I like haven't seen this person in years and like I'm just wishing them farewell. For me, this is like what I have trouble articulating, like when I'm back with like the people that raised me, both friends and family alike. Like when I'm back in North Carolina, this is the feeling I feel the last day and a half before I go, where I'm just trying to soak up like all of the experience, and then being like, in the utmost way, I deeply yearn for life to treat you as well as I think it should.
Yearns for the life.
And so that's what it is for me. And that's why this song really fucks me up. If I like have been drinking, like right now, like this song really hurts, because it's like, I don't know. I think a constant thing I go through in life is like, I grew up so like, like everyone, where it's like, or at least what I had, where it's like early on, it was like, it wasn't like I said I love you to everyone that I loved every day or whatever, And so like that's baggage I've been shaking off, but it's like, I don't know if I've conveyed to the people I love how much I hope that life keeps, treating them well, or like they're happy and all that stuff. And so that's what this song feels like to me. And that's why the chorus, like, it's insane how much I can relate to. I hope the world sees the same person you always were to me, and may all your favorite bands together. Like, may the joy that you feel never dry up, so that like you just continue to have excitement for life, And so that's where the song comes from for me. I like, it was a almost whiplash moment where I was like, this isn't a breakup song at all. This might be the most like wistful and hopeful thing I've ever heard. Yeah. So this song completely transformed for me from whenever the last time I listened to it was, before you said you wanted to do this, and I was like, okay, time to sit down and fucking like listen to this shit,
Sit your ass down and listen.
Yeah. It's beautiful. It's a great song. I love it.
It is.
I liked it too. I think this was the second time on this album where, or I guess at least my first listen through, I was like, okay, I really enjoy this song. Like,
Hey, yo, okay.
somewhere along the way was okay. Like after digging into them a little bit more, I can see it. But like, this is one that, like, just again, from my own perspective, when I was listening to it, this is like the second time it was kind of like, oh, okay, I kind of like this song. And I think it's because of the music also, even on this one. I was like, it's when you know you're doing something, you like stop, you're like, okay, let me listen to this a little bit more, you know, for whatever reason. But
Yeah,
I completely get that.
that's nice.
but I can't think about it
I'm
now.
glad it. He said, yeah, this
fucking
song
Beyond
really
Nuggets.
gives
Crazy that that's the origin of that shit.
this song really gives Feed the Fire from like 2 albums later. It's just very like dissatisfied, like angry and frustrated, and like just like pointing fingers at all these different problems, and like kind of trying to find a common thread, but also just being pissed off, you know.
And for me, this is another one of my favorites on the record, I think.
Yeah.
So first off, it feels very Sultans of Swing by Dire Straits in the vibe of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
How have I never thought of that?
Literally.
Yeah.
The first time I heard it, I was like, I was doing the
God,
fucking
that's a
guitar part that
fucking good
Martin
song.
Knopfler does.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are we talking about? Can't think about it now too.
Yeah. That's, we are
Okay.
talking about the song that Jordan alluded to with that.
Okay.
Masterful segue. But yeah, it's another fucking great song. I love it. And yeah, it feels very like the groove. It's like 2 steps away from Sultans of Swing. I swear, with the melody of it, which is that's not a slur. I fucking love Sultans of Swing. It's by far my favorite Dire Straits song. But
You're not a Money for Nothing guy?
I love Money from Nothing.
You don't want to hear
I know that's Dylan's favorite Dire Straits song. It's a very good one.
Oh yeah.
But Sultans of Swing, I think, is just
Those damn
incredible.
Those damn appliance installers, they got some dirty mouths, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man.
Whoa, where did my Discord go?
I want my
Okay, we're good.
MTV.
Hey.
But yeah, so can't think about it now. I think this is one of those ones. It's very clearly like different vignettes, but it's also like it's kind of like how we live as people, right? Where you're like you are an observer, and I don't know if you have this, but every now and then you're like, that's another person going through life, living an entirely different experience, and I'm just I'm an NPC observer in their life. Like I have that where it's moments when I'm really fucked up. Like I'll be at a fucking club and like look over and just be like, I'm witnessing a scene. You know? It's also on certain things, I cannot watch TV because I go, that's an actor playing a part. That's cringe that they're behaving like that. like it's I can't describe it, but I hate whenever I have those moments where I'm like, that's just a person who memorized a line in their like 2-story house or like shitty apartment in New York and then went on set after ripping like cigarettes and coffee and delivered that line. You know what? Like it takes
whatever substances you're referring to, you got to just start watching documentaries.
Maybe that's what it is. That's what I do.
Yeah, that's genuine.
Yeah, no, literally. But yeah, this one's one of those ones where I can't think about it now. It's excellent vignettes throughout of just like different things that are shitty circumstances, and then it ends with, but I can't think about that now. I love the I guess it's not a verse because I don't think it has a chorus. It just has like the little line over and over, right? So I guess it makes me wonder what I'm chasing. Like a dancer when she's breaking in her shoes, like sending men up to the moon just for the landing, displaying power we don't know how else to use.
So I guess it makes me wonder what I'm chasing. Like a dancer when she's breaking in her shoes. Like sending men up to the moon just for the landing. Displaying power one side or the other, but I can't think about it now.
Where it's like just feeling lost
You took the words right out of my mouth.
and just figuring shit out, and you're like, what's it all for? And then sometimes it's more than I can handle. Sometimes it's all the joy I've found, and it'll all end up on one side or the other, but I can't think about it now. And then a little guitar comes back in. Love that shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of a similar sentiment to Things Happen. That's all they ever do. But it's like, sometimes it's overwhelming.
Honestly,
Sometimes it's my like boon for getting me through the day. Can't think about that though. Got to keep on fucking going.
yeah, that line about like sending people up to the moon just for the landing, displaying power we don't know how else to use. Like, honestly, literally that line in this song, like that one thing, kind of like made me think about things on a deeper level when I was in high school. The first time I heard it, I was like, wait, like I've liked space for as long as I can remember, but like, I mean, he's kind of speaking facts. Like, we've got all these, yeah.
The Apollo
We've got all these
in the Saturn V rocket behind me in the diorama. Yes,
we've got all these starving people and like this homeless like issue. Like, could we like divert some of that funding? And really, you could divert it from like defense spending before
you could do things like
divert it from
create the TVA in the Great Depression.
There you go. Yeah.
That might come in
But,
play
what?
next week.
But there's other ways to go about it than besides cutting like space space funding. But at the same time, you probably could cut space funding a little bit too. Like it wasn't
anymore.
even really.
We fucking did that shit.
Oh
That
yeah, true.
happened.
Yeah.
We need to
cut it again, cut it again.
Spending is what is the
Take it
biggest.
down, take it.
That's the biggest.
But no, my thing was like more than just like sure, it reframed my initial relationships and understandings of like how things happen, like the way we launch things into space is we devote all of this money to it. Could we not devote some of that money into wiser places that help people live their normal lives?
Yeah.
And like but it was more than just about space. It was like there's it kind of taught me to think about like those systems in a broader way, and like think about, you know, like there's such a large disparity between the highest end and the lowest end. Like, everybody needs a baseline, and we've like never had that before. Mm-hmm. And yeah, just from two little lines, they inspired me to look into those things. I feel like that was kind of a I don't know.
It was a watershed moment for you.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Like my thoughts and opinions were definitely solidified going through college, but like that was one of those like seeds that got planted. That was like, it was like, you know, things are different than the way you thought they were. Things are different than the facts that you thought you knew. The facts that people told you were facts. Yeah. The things that people told you were facts that aren't really absolute truths. Yeah. That were opinions.
Your mama's. Ain't your mama's.
What?
Mama's world anymore.
This ain't your parents' world anymore, boy.
This ain't no silver spoon feeding no more, all right?
Yo, my silver spoon has fed me good. Bar from Super Rich Kids by Frank Ocean. Still fucking rinsing that song.
Who's Frank Ocean?
Do you know Frank can rap? I did like the only other like significant like little section that I liked out of that song was where he's talking about the pact between the writer and the star. He says, "This is how mythology is written. This is where the lawless jungles are." Yep. But he's just talking about the differences between the person who performs the song and the person who actually writes the song, like being a pop star and like bringing a lot of like money and attention into an area, but it all eventually betrays her.
Yeah, like
maybe that's because it's from a place of inauthenticity, or like. He doesn't really say that. It's just like she's not saying the things she's written
or treated well by the system that she plays a part in, because it's what she feels called to do as a singer living mostly after midnight. Like as a nightclub singer, like we don't value entertainment in society, like in American society specifically. And yeah, like that shit hits. I like you said last thing, I fucking can't help but always like just really tune in with all these backward glances putting me in danger of forgetting how to turn myself around. It's just the time keeps on slipping through my fingers, but I can't think about that now. That shit hits home for me every fucking time.
Decades that are hidden in the sidewalks, the narrative that naturally occurs, the everlasting wisdom of a sports bar, the poison that's mistaken for a cure. All these backward glances putting me in danger of forgetting how to turn myself around. It's just that time keeps on slipping through my fingers, but I can't think about it now.
And I do love, there's like an extended instrumental period, like 2/3 of the way through the song, where they like they're kind of doing solos and like Taylor's noodling around and everything, and
My man
like
just noodling, catfishing out there in the Mississippi, sticking his hand in holes.
And then like everything cuts out except for like Griff on the drums, and like it just sounds so much more. I think I used the word dynamic already, but like they play with that a lot because there's only like so many instruments that they use in the album, and it's mellow like for a decent like part of it, but I don't know, I think they do a really great job balancing it, like with like the arrangements that they had and like the equipment that they chose to make the album. It's just this roller coaster ride of like I don't know, quirky southern, it's not even like southern rock, quirky country rock.
Yeah, it's just like California
quirky
country
California rock.
Yeah
Sound, and it's got it so good.
Yeah, that instrumental breakdown fucking rips every time. I fucking love it.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much emotion behind that because that's what dynamics are. Yeah, and that organ coming, the Leslie Gorgon just fucking screaming right before the last verse. Oh, love it. Yeah, and then after that, it's followed up by "To Be Completely Honest," which is another just incredible song, I think.
Let me go get something real quick. Sorry.
Oh,
You're good.
he's probably getting his dinner. I don't know. It's 10 o'clock.
Dinner time.
Um,
Yeah, it could be. But yeah, I feel like this song is the beginning of Now That It's Too Late, Maria. It's like
kind of, honestly, like, yeah. It starts
just coming to terms with like, oh well, I guess all this is falling apart. Like,
well, fuck.
But yeah. But yeah. I mean,
even starting off, to be completely honest, the picture isn't clear to me yet. You insisted that you owed explanations while I was patiently enjoying the debt. Like I was blissfully living in like, oh, whatever. And then you were like insisting that you had to explain yourself for why shit has gone south or like hasn't been all it's cracked up to be. Whatever the like reason is, like you're trying to explain yourself, but like I was just blissfully ignorant, dog. It, to be completely honest.
And this is another one of those songs where the choruses aren't really choruses other than the tagline or the refrain that like binds it all together. Like it's always differently worded, but it ends with where somewhere along the way started with somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
The song ends with to be completely honest. And I love just how loud and just how like explosive the choruses sound.
Yeah.
Explosive seems like a severe word to use for someone who doesn't really listen to music like this, but they just sound so full of emotion. Like
he's like talking in a meltone voice. Dude, he's just like yelling on the fucking screen. Bro, listen to New York drill and then say verse explosive. I can't even comprehend what that means anymore for this.
It feels like you're still in the room from the bracelets that you left on the nightstand to the crows in the yard each afternoon. Like, my boy's screaming with emotion there. For sure. Like
I really like like I don't know. It's just like he's always like coming out strong with like, so you don't need to say a word right now. Like he's like kind of like putting himself out there.
Yeah.
And putting his feelings first and like putting his wants and needs and like authentic emotions. He's like confidently portraying them. And then it's just at the end of every chorus, he's like, to be completely honest, like it's like but it doesn't really sound like he's giving in. It just sounds like a profound conclusive statement. Just like that's just how it's going to be.
That's how the second to last verse ? The second to last, to be completely honest. I think I know how it ends. The universe continues expanding while we discuss the particulars of just being friends.
To be completely honest, I think I know how it ends. The universe continues expanding while we discuss particulars of just being friends. And maybe that makes everything okay. Remembering the defect at the heart of every promise. Well, maybe that's the only way.
Yeah.
That's a huge one where it's like, life goes on, we'll live and die, and we're caught up in the
right after
minutia
that
of like the day-to-day shit of like the stuff that maybe ultimately doesn't mean anything. I don't think so. You know?
Yeah. Right after that is and maybe that makes everything okay. Remembering the defect at the heart of every promise.
Well, maybe that's the only way to be complete. Like, that shit is crazy, dude. My man going for the heartstrings again.
You think so too, right, Jordan? Are you eating a dum-dum right now?
Dum dum.
You eat ice cream?
No, that's not what they're called. What are they called? Nutty Buddies?
Drumstick, dude.
They're called drumsticks. Nutty Buddies are the little peanut butter chocolate wafers. And
All right, bro, I need some
That's a nutter butter.
no, that's
I haven't been contributing as much because I'm trying to take this all in. I feel like the album's like up here for you guys,
no.
and the
Nutter
album's
butters
like
are the little shitty cookies that people like.
I said drumstick. I said
No,
drumstick.
Nick said Nutter Butters.
I said
Nick
I said Nutty Buddy. I said
Nutty
Nutty
Buddy is also the
That's what I
bars
said.
thing.
Yeah, Nutty Buddy is the little Debbie
Fuck!
Yeah. Me and Nick were on the same page. I just thought he said Nutter Butters, and I was like, no, that's the shitty.
We got to set the damn record straight.
peanut butter cookies.
I ate them like every day in 7th grade because this kid would give them to me from his lunch, and then I've never eaten them ever again, dude.
Nutty Buddies?
It's crazy. No, Nutter Butters.
Oh yeah, fuck Nutter Butters. Man.
Why would you buy Nutter Butters when you can just buy Oreos?
Why would you buy
Well,
Nutter
they're both
Butters
kind of
when you
ass.
could
I'm not gonna
fucking-
lie. I've never liked Oreos except in ice cream
That's
for
crazy.
some reason.
Oreos and
I've never really liked a lot of like
glass of whole
cookies
milk.
type
Just
thing.
eat
You know?
Oreos plain. Like the milk is good, but you can also just eat them plain.
You can eat them plain, but with milk.
Nah, bro. Shit nasty. Oreos have always been nasty, dude.
The Oreos are good.
It does.
Except in ice cream. Cookies and
It does.
cream.
It scares me that they're a vegan cookie. Like,
Yeah.
how do you make?
Oh, it's just
the
powdered
cookie?
sugar and water. Yeah. That's what the cream is, I think. And some sort of coagulant.
Well, no, the
cornstarch.
well, the
I don't know.
cookie itself, like cookies are always made with like eggs in the batter. Like, how do you make the cookie?
Do cookies use eggs? I know they use butter. I didn't know that all cookies use eggs. I know some.
Most of them
maybe
do.
I don't.
maybe not all, but I know like that's why you're not supposed to eat raw cookie doughs because it has eggs in it.
Yeah, which is like,
Yeah.
as someone who had food like salmonella chicken-based food poisoning, eat the fucking cookie dough, man. It's worth it.
You had that?
I had that from Arby's chicken tenders when I was in like 6th or 7th grade. Yeah,
You
Didn't
got
even know Arby's
salmonella?
had chicken
I got
tenders.
salmonella food poisoning the start of a beach vacation. So I
Damn.
spent most of that vacation being dehydrated in the ER with an IV drip.
Damn.
Yeah, that's why I can't drink lemon lime Gatorade anymore. That's all the hospital had.
Bro, that's like the best flavor,
It's
too.
dog
That's
shit.
really disappointing.
It makes me think of
Well-
sterile hospitals and diarrhea.
Well, yes, given your situation,
Yeah,
I'm saying
no, it was
just
bad.
objectively.
It was
it's
rough.
A good, it's really good
but
flavor.
I eat cookie dough every time I make it. Raw pie dough, raw cookie dough, raw pasta dough. I eat the raw dough, man. It's all good.
Pasta dough?
Salty, wet flour and eggs. It's so good. But yeah, I really like, to be completely honest. It's very good. It's another damn son song.
Yeah, to be completely honest,
I'm still waiting for your call.
Yeah.
Great
That's
album.
another, that's a really fucking good one too.
Yeah.
More phenomenal guitar in it.
It's like post Belladonna by the Avett Brothers.
Yeah.
Like it's like a it's post breakup.
Dude, that song is
Or
so
post
good.
to be completely honest, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, it's all just like kind of pleading again. Like yeah, I mean,
wait, can I say something while you're thinking?
yeah, absolutely.
Because they also from like,
No,
I
you
know
can.
the song, like I think you said some of them have choruses, but a lot of them don't, kind of. But like, or like a lot of them have repetition too. These songs are like really short, even compared to like the time length of all of them. As I've noticed, I'll be like, okay, let me scroll. This is like 4 minutes long. It's gonna have first verse, chorus, and maybe it's just because the songs I listen to go a lot faster, which they do
Yeah.
than this. But I'm like, I when I was looking through the lyrics and stuff, I would just like scroll down and it'd be like one scroll. I'd be like, bro, what? This is like it already?
Uh-huh.
Kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like that for but I've always loved them because of their length of songs. I've always loved long songs and like
I like long songs that don't feel like they're long to be the sake of long. Like long songs where it's
Like Runaway.
No, that one's it deserves to be that long.
No, I know. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
I thought
yeah.
that you just said you like them. but
Sorry,
they're like
sorry.
that.
I thought, okay. I misunderstood. But yes. Yeah, no, where it's like it's something I learned very early from some YouTube guitar person. They were talking about how like a lot of pop music, why it feels kind of how it does is because like older music, it was like you give space to let the instruments also be like a voice. And that's what, and I think Dawes is really good. And that's why I would love to see them live. I hate that I haven't seen them live. This was,
I've seen him 3 times.
I know, I would for
Damn,
me, if
beautiful.
I saw them live, they'd probably be someone who I wanted to see live every chance I got, like Jason Isbell kind of shit. And like Marcus King Band, I would see them live every time I can. But there, I mean, because there's a lot of songs on this album where I'm like, oh yeah, this would be like where they start to go a little crazier on the instruments and like really draw it out. Like you sent a live rendition of something along the way that was 11 minutes long earlier today.
Yeah.
That's over twice the song length, but I'm sure I haven't listened to it yet because I didn't get a chance, but I'm sure it's worth every second, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what
wonderful.
this kind of music, it lends itself to that a lot more. And that's also why I like this genre a lot as well. It's like jam band, but not quite that far jamming. Like instead of going for 15 minutes per song, that's like a 5-minute studio cut. They just go for like 10 or 11.
Mm-hmm.
And this one,
They know when to wrap it up.
yeah, exactly. They
Yeah.
don't go on for too long, but it's just you're in the audience, you're all just kind of swaying a little bit, and you're just like, oh yeah, I'm taking this in, baby.
And one thing I haven't even remarked on yet, I don't think, is but really shines well in this song, like relating to that like 60s 70s country California rock sound, is like the harmonies, like
the
especially in this
harmonies
song
in
with
this one, yes,
yeah, like I'll be here as I've always been for you to think of on your
and then
way.
the
Like,
descending chord with the dissonance that's then resolved into the musical line right before they come back in and say, the same way stepping into the evening is the time to praise the day. Yeah. Chef's kiss every time.
I'll be here as I've always been for you to think of on your way, the same way stepping into the evening is the time to praise the day.
just beautiful. And they harmonize on a lot of their albums, and they do it really well live too. But you can hear it really well on this album and their first two albums, I think, are probably, especially their first album. With like their first album is, I'd say, even more acoustic, especially with songs like that Western Skyline and Love Is All I Am. Those are the first two songs on it, but they're two of my favorite songs on it. But yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot to say about Waiting for Your Call, but it doesn't mean I love it any less than the other ones. It was, it's to me, like, I don't even know if I think it's the saddest song on the album, just because it's like thinking about the perspective of the narrator in the song. I'm like, damn, bro.
And I think
this is the lowest point.
The last verse is really what really seals up the song for me, where I love it. First of all, the fucking Leslie coming back in, a phenomenal phenomenal guitar solo, and then the Leslie coming back in to finish off that solo. Chef's kiss. I love that shit. And then also the last verse, especially the last few lines, it's may I never give in and accept the fact. If I can't feel your presence, let me feel the lack. Because even if you never will be coming back, I'll be waiting on your call. Even if you never will be coming back, I'll be waiting for your call. That shit is...
Oh, hang up the phone, bro.
Crushing,
hang up the
man.
Phone.
May I never give in and accept the fact. If I can't feel your presence, let me feel the lack. 'Cause even if you never will be coming back, I'll be waiting for your call. Even if you never will be coming back, I'll be waiting for your call.
You don't deserve that, buddy. Deserve to be waiting for the call.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, that shit is like the most longing and just like insane emotion wrapped up into those last lines. And that alone, the first time I listen to it, I love the harmonies and I love that. And then I love that part of that song every time. It's just like, fuck, dude.
Yep.
It's great.
Yes, sir.
It's great.
And right on time, I mean, the song has always been interesting lyrically to me.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like strange and a bit out of place, but at the same time, like it's not really. It almost reminds me of. Well, I guess there's other songs on this album that remind me more of "All the Best," which is a song by John Prine that he wrote for his ex-wife. That's just like wishing her all the best. And this one is kind of like it's kind of like talking in a disdainful way about a past relationship, but then the chorus is always "You were right on time and out of nowhere." And not all the verses are like that, because the third verse is about it's like a metaphorical maybe it's not metaphorical, but it's about like or it's the bridge. Yeah, as I stumble through the streets back from the alleyways, everyone can see I'm bleeding through my shirt. Now I'm describing all my shooter's details carefully, and I start to realize just how badly I've been hurt. But you were right on time and out of nowhere. And like, it's like they saved him at like the low point of his life, or the low point of whatever experience. But yeah, it's like it's a very bittersweet song to me, and but I love. To me, like this would be the biggest song in the album, or like actually to me, All Your Favorite Bands would be the biggest song in the album.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
But you mean like your favorite or the biggest?
Just the most popular. Like I feel like this would be more popular than Things Happen, but
yeah.
I think Things Happen is so like plainly relatable to people that like it's so like well written and easily understood that like people just gravitate towards it, which makes sense. And it's also like cathartic and a little more like upbeat. But I read an interview with Lucinda Williams where she was talking about Tom Petty, and she said something that I thought was so cool, where she said she was like, people think Bob Dylan was a better songwriter than Tom Petty because they can understand too many of Tom Petty's lyrics and understand the meaning of too many of his songs. And she was like, just because you don't understand it, that doesn't, like, you're selling yourself short by like thinking that like someone's poetic masterpiece is the best thing that a song could be because of its like air of mystery. Like if you write something that's like concise and relatable and still like poetic and artistic and like from a personal angle that people can relate with, she was like, I feel like that is like one of the, like those are my criteria for having like the best written song. And
yeah,
she was like, and Tom Petty is like the pinnacle of one of those songwriters. And honestly, I need to check out more Tom Petty. I don't know,
dude.
Like,
he's got some stuff. Yeah, I like a lot of Tom Petty.
Yeah, but that was a sidebar. But yeah, Right on Time. I've loved this song for forever. I think of their live album on We're All Gonna Live. I think this song is like 8 or 9 minutes. I think they jam on it.
I can see
on
it.
The live album. Yeah, I know this one. Like when that live album came out, that's what made me realize I want to see them in concert, because I know like it wasn't all the songs, but for like at least a third of them, they have like just jammier, more drawn out versions on there. Like this song, Somewhere Along the Way. I think from the Right Angle. I think. Coming Back to a Man, which is off of their second album, which sounds drastically different live. It's like the song's like 10 times as good live. But yeah, I mean, was there anything that stuck out to you guys from this song?
I don't think so. It was really good. It was very like rocky, which was fun. The writing was really good. It was very interesting writing, talking about like these walls could talk. I wouldn't listen. You know, I'd listen to the furniture. That's like the more meaningful part of the day-to-day life that we shared through this. You know, all that kind of stuff. But then the writing's really good, and then the choruses are fun.
Yeah, I always liked in verse 2 when he says, just the way he says it, he says, figures, equations, the details of our union.
Yeah,
like it's so funny. Like figures and equations. It's just.
And if they don't talk, I'll investigate a formula. Figures, equations, the details of our union, the edges of the nebula.
Yeah, it sounds so enunciated.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, because it got me off like the third verse a little bit. It's like it seems like, you know, nobody's like really helping him. Like he's saying he got like shot or whatever, and like, you know, he's describing it, and then like you were right on time, and out of nowhere, you were right on time. Is he saying like the person in the song that he's like relying on was there for him in like a very tragic accident, or was it just like, I don't know. This part kind of confused me.
I
think it's
might be
like
both. I could see it being like open to interpretation.
Yeah, the fact that it relates so little to the rest of the song always made me think it was metaphorical.
Okay.
With it being like
yeah.
Like at this low point in my life, you found me and you picked me up. Like
Okay, yeah.
See, I thought
because like I
both,
obviously knew he didn't get like shot or anything.
Oh yeah, no. See, I was thinking like it could either be like, oh, you found me at my lowest to pick me up, or you've caused me, like you were the shooter who's caused me to be at my lowest out of nowhere. You shot me, kind of thing. But like I needed that to then, like, you know, hit rock bottom and go up from there, or something like that. I've always thought it could could just be.
I'm gonna have to look
like
back at
either
that
one.
also.
Like it could be either.
Okay.
Interesting.
No, we're gonna do a quick analysis.
Google, show me this guy's balls.
I lick my butt.
And then there's the
Okay, I'll sit on that, but yeah.
9.5 minute masterpiece that is Now That It's Too Late, Maria.
Probably one of my, if it's not my favorite, it's hard for me to pick favorite songs by them, but it's
Again, you just scroll down and it's like
It's top
not
3.
that many lyrics, but like it's a long song.
But it's not, because it's beautiful part of the story. Great guitar breakdown. Beautiful part of the story. Great guitar breakdown. But like, it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I saw them. I've only seen them play this out of the 3 shows I've been to. I saw them play it at the first concert I saw them
Because it
at,
probably took them
which
20
was,
minutes.
and they played at the North Carolina Museum of Art at this teeny tiny amphitheater, and the tickets were like $20 or something.
That'd be such a cool venue, man.
Yeah, and they played 2 sets. They played for close to 3 hours, and it was like, and they hadn't like redone their pricing of the seats yet at the amphitheater. So if you bought like a GA, like a bleacher seat, you could just like go down in the pit.
Let's go,
And,
dude.
and that's what I did. It's not like a pit, but like I just go
how
down to
it
the
should
GA
be.
standing area.
That's how it should be.
Yeah. And yeah, it was like it was what like transformed them into probably my favorite band. Like and this was in 2019, and I remember I went to Dylan and Zach's place afterwards, and I forget what we were doing, or I think we were just like hanging out or something, because I think you were there, Jamie.
Yeah, I seem to remember getting like a debrief from and you're like, I can't explain how amazing that show was.
And I just remember I was like so amped up. I was like, God, that was so good. I'd never seen anything like that in my life. Like that was amazing. And like, God, but someone was telling me about that concert recently, that they had a friend who went, and they were saying that they opened with this song. I'm pretty sure they didn't. I forget what song they opened with, but I remember like I remember them
May 17th, 2019.
That sounds right.
They opened with Feed the Fire.
Yeah, there you go. Hell yeah. Fuck that guy. He was like, yeah, like my
Too
friend
Late
said they
Maria
opened with
was
that like 10-minute
4.
song. Okay, I thought it was early, but I didn't
Feed
think
the
it was
Fire,
like I didn't think it was the first
Coming
song.
Back to a Man, From a Window Seat, Now that It's Too Late, Maria, Living in the Future, and then they ended with All Your Favorite Bands. I would have wept, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, like the dude wasn't even there, and he was like adamant. He was like, "No, my friend said they started with it," and I was like,
Nope,
Yeah,
not
all
according
right.
to Jam Base. Which is,
I was like,
Yeah, all right.
whatever.
I'll say yeah, just in the conversation, but I know you're wrong, buddy.
Dude
I
was
know
drunk.
you're wrong.
He was drunk off his ass, bro. At that Father John.
Damn, dude.
Misty
Yeah,
show.
you just can't even
But-
argue anymore, dude. You just can't even
Yeah.
argue anymore.
they ended
But,
set 1 with a little bit of everything. I also would have wept, dude. Holy shit.
He weeps.
But yeah, I'd kind of like forgotten about this song almost, or I just hadn't listened to it in forever until I saw them play it there, and I was like, "What's wrong with me? How is this not like one of my favorite songs by them?" But yeah, it's just like a 10-minute song about the chronicling of a breakup and the like different stages of it, and then also the last it's basically 4 verses, and the last verse is just kind of looking into the future, and like the whole song, I guess maybe not the whole song, but like I love the little like it's like kind of like winking at the camera that he's doing, where he's like now when I'm in your city and I come across the company you've been keeping, they all hit it off so well with some infamous ghosts of my past.
God damn. Yeah.
It's like, because they don't know you, they just know the bad bad shit that you did to her, or like they know the mistakes that you made, because those are the learning experiences that she's brought with her to this relationship or whatever.
And even right after, it's so hard to imagine what you could have possibly told them. Some wonder how I'm doing, but most don't even ask. And now every single door stands open. I've even signed some autographs. Now it's too late, Maria. We can both look back and laugh. Like the kind of thing where it's like, you know, I might just be a shitty ex, but like I've grown, you've grown, and now we're just leading different lives in different cities with different people. Yeah. And I just happen to be in your town and be like, oh shit, like what's up? You know, where it's like almost amicable. Oh, yeah. And like this song, each verse could be a different song, I feel like.
Yeah.
And it's just, yeah, I mean, you're right. It's just this massive chronicling of shit's going wrong. Okay, now I'm fucking sad and shit's rough. Mm-hmm. Okay, now it's been a while. I'm kind of doing a little better, but it's still like, what's, you know, it's a funny moment where it's like, bro, I bet you told him some crazy shit about me. You know? Like you probably moved here right off the rip, and like, that's not really how you feel about me, but that's how you like cope and laugh and grow. But
now that's their image of me.
And now that's their image of me. And now like I'm, you know, they think I'm who I was X amount of years ago in the past.
Yeah. That's why you should always stay friends with your exes, guys, and update them bi-yearly. Bi-yearly, okay?
You could catch up with people, but only if it's good for your mental health.
Yeah. There you go.
No, guys, stay friends with every single ex you've ever had, even if they did horrible things. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I even think starting like the first verse, the flicker of the candle looks like a one-way. Like this was not a two-way breakup. This is reacting to something nobody else could see. While I sit at the table and relive the whole situation until the valet who wants to go home comes in and gives me my key. Like
side eye.
I'm just living this hell and just replaying that moment over and over of Maria breaking up with me. Shit is so sad. And to the point where the valet's like, bro, I just want to go home. Here's your key. I don't even need your tip, man. I'm leaving. Like, that shit is sad as hell.
The flicker of the candle looks like a one-way conversation. Reacting to something that nobody else could see. While I sit at the table and I relive the whole situation. Until the valet who wants to go home comes in and gives me my keys.
Jordan, it's good,
The
bro.
sheer loneliness depicted by that image.
Yeah, and like I love like the first verse like sets the stage very well, and then by the second verse it's almost like or maybe the fog that I've been living in has lifted for the first time in weeks. It's like he's kind of recognizing like, oh, like this is like it's kind of getting better, and I wasn't expecting it to get better. Like even if it's just temporary, it's just like why am I not sad right now? And like every day's been and I love right after that.
So
every day's been a step forward. Good. Perfecting the art of the small talk, and this is what I was talking about, like the winks, like so that I never have to say something I might really mean.
Every day's been a step forward, perfecting the art of the small talk. so I never have to say something I might really mean.
It's like in those conversations with that person after you've broken up, it's like you don't want to be too real, but you also don't want to like be not you. Like you still want to be you, but you don't want to like rehash old shit. So it's like, hey, hope life's good. Life has been good for me. It's just all small talk. And I love that little part at the end there, how I was too green to be blue, but now that it's too late, Maria, I can see how that was true.
But I remember all the final words you told me, how I was too green to be blue, and now that it's too late, Maria, I can see how that was true.
I always took green and blue to be like jealous and sad, but that drunk dude at the concert, I think
you were too fresh for it to like
exactly
it couldn't hurt you that bad, right? It's too early.
Yeah.
Like you loved way deeper, way faster than the other party in the relationship, I think is what.
Yeah, and that's what the drunk guy said, and I was like, okay, that's definitely right. I think I just thought of green and blue like that because of
green with jealousy,
goddamn lonely love.
Oh yeah,
like at the green, because
we're gonna be fucking talking about that next
week. because like at the beginning of that song when he says like I've got green and I've got like he could be saying like I've got like weed and alcohol, but he's got like
jealousy.
I thought of it like that,
sadness.
where it's green and booze, but yeah, jealousy and sadness is like what I've thought of it as, but. It's a different song that I think I just like got wrapped up in this song, got my wires crossed.
Which I mean, it happens. Like I also don't think you like couldn't have a valid point with that one either.
Yeah.
But at least for me, the interpretation was you're like too much of a green thumb to like be that invested to be sad, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh,
yeah.
But now that it's too late, I understand where you were coming from with that. Like I've lived and had other relationships and I understand that I was too early. It was, I loved deeper because I didn't know like what true love really meant. And so at that point I was way more hurt than I probably should have been. And you were ahead of me in that ballpark kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think honestly, like the last thing I'll say is at the very end of the song when he says, there will always be a part of you that's with me, and you sure as hell had better say the same.
There will always be a part of you that's with me, and you sure as hell had better feel the same. Now that it's too late, Maria, there is no one here to blame.
And now that it's too late, Maria, there's no one here to blame. And it's all just like, it's like, like this was important to me. And like, it's just kind of that personal side coming out. Like, it's not even like I hope it was important to you. It's like it better have been important to you.
Yeah.
Or at least like you better recognize that we've each played a part in each other's story, whether it was it was a long chapter of exposition and setup, or it was like just a filler chapter. Either way, you better also recognize that in some way, shape, or form, we have formed each other into the people we are years from when this thing happened. Yeah.
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 I love that shit. I'm also fine with ending it right there. I had more to say, but I think that's a good way to end it. It's incredible.
Yeah, I think I'm fine ending it there too.
It's a great fucking song.
It's beautiful. I mean, yeah, it's wonderful. It is my favorite album of all time.
So
And,
So I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 10 real quick.
Like,
yeah. So yeah, I think I'm 9 point. No, I'm gonna give it a 10, of course.
I was about to say, how are you gonna say this is your favorite album of all time and then have given other things
that
10
was
and
a
then
good-
was
that was
I
a
can't
good
tell if you were
filter.
joking or not.
I
mean, we
was
both-
joking.
Okay,
guys.
I was about to be like upset.
I'm just pulling your hog, brother.
I'm just yanking your hog, bro. Dude, can you see Violet slightly in the fucking frame?
Slightly in
here?
frame. Yeah, I saw her stretching earlier, and I thought she was pissing low key, but I didn't say anything.
Just watching my dog piss on the couch behind me for the carpet.
But yeah, I think Jordan. I think you go next,
Jordan,
and then
go next,
Jamie goes.
and
'cause
I
he's-
announce our final album. Probably.
I'll give
we'll
this
talk about.
album a solid 5. I
appreciate
think you guys opened my eyes to a lot more depth of this album. Again, it is so hard for me to listen to sad songs for some reason and like legitimately like them. I don't know why.
it. No, it's fine. No, I had my fingers crossed for a 6, but I'll take a 5.
Okay. Actually, I'll change it to a 6. I think honestly, like it has the potential, and like so, it's like how much I liked it versus like like what my actual rating is. Because I think this does have a lot of potential for like
Yeah.
But like as far as much I liked it, I need to give it a rating based off of that. But I do really like this album though.
I got you.
But I could see myself, like again after talking about it, I can see the depth at which this guy goes through, and it is a lot. There is a lot of content here. But yeah, I think that's gonna be my rating then.
That's fair.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I am also going to this album a 10. It is immaculate.
Let's
It
go.
was so fucking good.
Okay.
Let's go. Okay.
I love it. So in not back-to-back weeks, but slightly separated weeks, me and Nick have both given the album a 10. This one edges it out higher though, because Jordan liked this one more than Something More Than Free. So that brings it to an 8.33 and puts it at 9th overall.
16.
9th overall. We had ahead of you. Oh, it's tied for 9th with a fair amount of other ones. It's tied with College Dropout by Ye, Blonde by Frank Ocean, Cave World by Viagra Boys, Sometimes I Might Be Introvert by Little Sims, and All Your Favorite Bands by Dawes are the 9th spot. Just above 21
3
by
out of
Adele,
5 it
and
is.
just below Decide by Joe.
I always forget that Viagra Boys is in 9th.
Yeah.
Me too, actually. I was like,
it
wait,
a
what?
sleeper.
I love it.
We were all, I think all of us were surprised by that rating. I think we
that was
all were
that
like,
was my comeback story after OK Go.
Yeah, it was.
okay, you've had more albums since then, but yes.
Oh well, yeah, but I meant like that was my like OK Go was the one that I was like, oh, we're gonna love this. This is gonna be a good episode. Stinker. And then like Viagra Boys was just like, I think they'll probably like this, but I love this, so like hopefully they like it.
And then
then
we're
Yeah.
like,
a sleeper.
fuck yeah, dog. Yeah. Okay, go
Yeah.
for reference lister. If you don't know the lore, it is 69th. Nick gave it an 8.75. I gave
Let's
it a
go.
5.5, and Jordan gave it a 4.
Wanna be my boys like that.
Way back in.
I do like Okay
Way
Go.
back on July 25th, 2021
Oh wow,
is when, dude,
it's almost 2 years.
We've been making this our
Damn.
first
son.
episode, according to my spreadsheet, debuted on June 11th, 2020.
Damn.
I was gonna say I knew it was
years.
summer 2020.
We
Yeah.
will, if the schedule holds true, we should be ending around the second week in July 2023. So over 3 years
Yeah.
of doing this.
That's crazy.
Just think back to where, like, that was, we made this podcast before starting our senior year of college.
That is kind of crazy.
When you put it like that.
That's nuts, man.
God dang.
God damn.
So for our last album, we are doing on this podcast, unless, I mean, like our last album review, barring anything crazy, because even if we did shit, it wouldn't be album reviews. We're done with that. Our last album we are covering
Music sucks.
is going to be Live from Alabama by Jason Isbell and the 400 Unit.
Yeah. Jesus, that's an album.
Alabama.
I think you will potentially like this album more than previous Jason Isbell albums.
Just close your eyes and think about being in the crowd.
Yeah. But I will say, because there's some songs he plays on here that are drive-by trucker songs that he wrote. So they're a little rockier. We've already talked about Decoration Day. We did that when we did the album Decoration Day. And we talked about Outfit when we did Decoration Day. Those are the only repeats, though, I think. Everything else should be undone on this podcast. But if I had to choose like a greatest hits album of Jason's, this would be, especially from the era before this album came out, this would probably be it. It's got, I mean, his hits that he wrote with Drive-By Truckers that I love, his hits that he wrote for his own albums and the 400 Unit that I love. And it came out in 2012, so it predates like Something More Than Free, kind of all of that, you know. But at least from where this album was when it came out, this is like his hits up until that point. And I love it. I can't wait to talk about it more. Because even the songs we talk about on here, we haven't done since... We haven't done them since...
It's been a while.
December 12th, 2021, on Nick's birthday in 2021. So I was still living in... we had moved out here. We had moved out here in May of that year. So we were out of college, but it's still like... My life is different.
I keep forgetting
than we last talked about those songs, you know?
Yeah, I keep forgetting that we haven't covered like the Dirty South or like... I just like keep forgetting that certain songs on there that have always been like profound to me, like Alabama Pines. Like we haven't talked about that on the podcast because like we haven't done Here We Rest. But
the two songs I hate that aren't on here is Street Lights and Codeine.
Yeah, me too. Honestly,
Other than
like
that,
I might be able to like cherry pick a couple other ones, but like Streetlights, you really got me on Streetlights. I listened to that
so good.
like every time I got in my car for like 2 weeks after I got back.
So good.
But,
yeah. Yeah, and Codeine, I just...
I love the last verse of that song where he says like, if there's a few things that I hate, it's having to cook and trying to date. But busting our ass all day to play Hurry Up and Wait. Oh my God.
I rinsed that shit the summer that I first heard it. Because Here We Rest, it wasn't one of my like my it surprises my dad how much we like Here We Rest. I think because for him like it was good, but he didn't like love it. But like so I discovered Codeine late, and I was like, this shit fucking rips, dude.
I almost said Tour of Duty, but that's the first song on there.
Yep,
so, yeah, we're good.
We're talking about Dress Blues. We got TVA makes me fucking cry when I hear it. Like I'm excited. It's gonna be another good one. But it is also It Breaks the Mold. It's our first live album.
Whoa, that is true.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's our first live album because we always went back and forth with like, do we do live albums? Do we not? And then we were like, if it's good enough, I guess it counts. And then we just never pulled the trigger on it. But then this one, I'm like, I will say it was between this and The Divine Feminine by Mac Miller. But once I listened to this one again, I realized I was like, no, I need to talk about this shit. So...
All right. Okay.
Yep. And then, so that'll be our last album review. And then we'll do a couple of guest stuff, like kind of like wrapping it up, putting it to bed, sending it on its way, you know. Like I said, it's going to be less sad and more just like, because Live from Alabama, we're going to get a little sad on that one again as well, I feel like. But the last two,
definitely,
as long as they go well, should feel like more like a wake, where it's like kind of a party that we're letting it to rest and then wrapping a little bow and sending it on its way. But as always, we will end this. Our recent listings. For me, I've listened to a lot of Turnpike in the last few weeks. Really.
Yes.
I think Vic might like Good Lord Lori at this point. I don't know. I've tried to open her up to that. I've also listened to just a lot of shit like that. Like I've listened to some Billy Strings. I've listened to Cutting Grass Volumes 1 and 2 by Sturgill. some Childers, just that vibe of stuff. I mean, because this is like starting to get country, and then I listen to Live from Alabama, where it's like also starting to get country, and then I was like, we're full sending this shit. So that's kind of just listen to that type of shit.
I've been listening to a lot of that too.
Oh, and the band Trash Panda. I've always really liked Atlanta Girls by them, and I've started listening to more shit. I hate how cringy the name is because all I can picture is like sixth graders saying like Trash Panda instead of raccoon. It feels cringe.
You got the Cookie Monster pajamas on?
Yeah.
Or not the Cookie Monster.
Fucking Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 ruined that shit for everyone. But yeah, so I listened to their album that song is off of. Something about stair steps in the cosmos, I don't know, something like that. But then there's their newest album that came out within 2022 or 2023 is also good. And I'm going to see them now in August. Spur of the moment. I've been listening to them a lot. It's kind of like opposite side of the spectrum. Psychedelic indie rock. Very different, but still rips. So yeah, it's been good.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I've been listening to a lot of similar like country style stuff. Like Turnpike, I think it's called Goodbye Lonely Street. Like the album that Good Lord Lori's on. I hadn't listened all the way through it in forever, and I was like, why have I not listened to this all the way through in forever? Like the whole album's good, but the second half of the album is phenomenal. I love it so much. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, I got really into Parquet Courts recently. They have this song called Stoned and Starving. They have like an amazing performance of it on Ellen, on the Ellen show. Ellen just like liked them and was like, yeah, you should come on and play this. And like they're
Ellen
like melting
do live music.
I think occasionally.
Bro, have you seen Chances and Lil Wayne where Lil Wayne freestyles a new verse and Chance doesn't know it, and then he like looks at him, he's like, and then they get so hype at the end, dude, on the Ellen show. God, it's so good.
I didn't know that Ellen had live music.
I've seen a good there's a Kendrick performance where he does like These Walls, I think.
Really? Oh,
that's good.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude. The one that I'm talking about,
live TV.
they did a No Problem.
That song's about
It's
nice.
so,
an allegory
dude.
for pussy, dude. That's crazy.
Dude, I love it
Like,
because
yes, let's go,
Hell
go.
Yeah.
I love
Dude,
those walls, Portia de Rossi.
I love it because like again, like Chance is like rapping the same lyric as Lil Wayne, and then Lil Wayne like cuts him off and just starts rapping over him, and Chance is just like staring at him, and like he finishes it, and then I've never like Lil Wayne's not moving at all, and then as soon as he finishes it, they're like like just go off, dude. I'll try to find the video if you guys wanna.
That sounds hype.
I'll check it out.
It is.
Nick, I'm listening to some Parquet Courts. I'll have to check them out. This sounds good.
Yeah, listen to Stoned and Starving, and it's pretty different, but there's a great song that they have called Tenderness off of their second newest album. I think it's their most popular song. But yeah, outside of that stuff, Bunny, the new album by Beach Fossils, fucking great, so good.
It is. I checked it out. It's very good.
Bully's newest album, very good. I've been rinsing the song by Towns Van Zandt called Don't Take It Too Bad. What else? Any other single songs? I feel like there was one. Maybe not. This girl named Anna St. Louis. She makes kind of California rock style stuff, and she has an album coming out this week that'll be out by the time this
Anna Day Lewis.
Anna St. Louis.
I feel like I know a song by her.
Really?
Yeah.
But she came out with a song called Morning recently that's like I love it. I loved her first two singles from this next album, but Morning is my favorite. But,
I think Phone is that's the song I knew.
Phone's good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Phone, yeah.
That's the lead single from
Bro,
her album that comes out
I
the
fucking
day
love
after we're recording this.
Nick's recommendations, re-listings, because like Morning has 3,000 plays.
Wow.
You are on the deepest
I'm on
of
my
cuts.
shit, bro.
I hate how like just in a rut I am with music.
Me too, dude.
But yeah, Jordan, you'll never appreciate my my 3,000 play recommendations because they'll never be about rap. Probably.
That's true.
They'll probably be folky shit.
Yeah.
They're gonna be a mandolin and a guitar and
Literally, bruv.
Some
airy
soft
vocals.
rock style shit. But also, I've been rinsing Sturgill because I'm probably going to get a tattoo for Sound and Fury in the near future. So
Yeah, you almost got the OBS logo tattooed on you.
yeah, I probably am going to actually get that tattooed. So
That'll be cool.
yeah. And then I'm going to get the Spotify logo a month later.
I'm gonna get
But
the
yeah,
Discord
go out
logo tattooed on me.
put some cat
That's
ears
so
on it.
funny.
Actually, I'm really vibing with the new Office 365 Excel logo. The green gradient rectangle.
I'm going to get the Microsoft Edge swirl. I'm gonna get Firefox.
the like Google, the Microsoft Chat that's integrated with Teams that is forced on your computer if you have Windows 11. I'm gonna get that tattooed on me.
Got it.
On the real though, at my goal. What the fuck was that? Oh, it's Leo's ear. Okay, that scared me. My feet are submerged in darkness under my
It's just a
desk, and I
huge
felt a
spider.
little
You're
soft.
good.
Dude, I swear, I felt a soft thing tickle my leg hair, and I was about to shit myself if it was a spider. I do hope our normal Flash
I know, the way
tattoo
for Virginia.
artist, she has this sick ass fucking duck. Lately, I'm gonna get that tattooed on me this year. But also, my goal is late this year, early next year, is to at least get it set in motion to start the dogwood sleeve on my right arm. That's my hope.
Nice.
Okay.
That's my hope.
Okay.
Nice.
Yep. And also get absolutely yoked.
Bruh. Okay, that video that I showed you guys that I just linked, the one, like, you know how YouTube shows it, like, what, like, the most replayed spot is now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, that part that I was talking about has, like, this huge spike, like, right at that spot. So I'm like, dude, obviously that's the best part.
Bro,
But,
I fucking tried to just click on it, and I got a 9.5 minute ad for Apple Vision, the doofiest looking.
Yeah.
Bruh, skip that shit, bro. Skip that shit, bro.
Unskippable 9.5 minute ad.
But really, the only song I've been listening to because I've been watching so much TV and not leaving my apartment is "Comfortable" by Lil Wayne. Such a good song. I put it on my story the other day. It's from the Carter 3, so we've heard it before. But
yeah, I remember it.
it's so good, man. I've just been, I don't know, just that the dude's voice. I guess it's Babyface. His voice is just still so good, and it's just like that, like R&B type a little bit. It's like,
Yeah.
don't you ever get too comfortable. It's so good though. It's so good. That's pretty much all I've been listening to.
I got you.
Yeah.
Bring us home, Jamie. Stop watching YouTube, bro.
Please put up your tray tables. We are approaching descent.
We're bringing her down.
So we just want to say
Fucking 3
thanks for
hours
listening
now,
this
bro.
week and watching. If you did, remember
Yeah,
to
that's
tune
my
in
bad.
next week for Live from Alabama by Jason Isbell in the 400 unit. Once again, if you wanted to keep up the show or share your thoughts about this week's episode or the show in general, check out these socials. We are on Twitter at Listen Up Podcast and Instagram and TikTok at Listen Up Pod. Those accounts, as well as our personal handles and the merch link, as we discussed earlier, are going to be in the description of wherever you found this episode. And finally, if you enjoyed this episode, if you could throw a rating or review on your respective podcast platform, I guess that'd be great. I don't know that it does much now other than just
Do it.
write
Commit
your
to it, commit
name
to it.
on the annals
do
of
it right
time. Other than that, for now, we'll catch you next week. And remember to listen up.